everybody. Welcome to Frame Trap. I am your host, Brad Ellis. I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Michael Damiani.
Yo, how you holding up with this onslaught of games? You ready for October?
Yes and no. I'm excited, but also concerned.
Yeah.
Just for time-wise.
Yeah.
We're in a situation that most people aren't always, where we have a million things to play for work.
Yeah.
No easy thing to complain about.
Yeah.
But we're playing what we can.
Dude, yeah, October looks like a big monster too. But I'm also looking ahead to February. Because we got February 1st.
I'm upset about February.
February 1st, we got Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, big JRPG. We got Persona 3 Reload right after, the day after. And then 27 days later, you got Rebirth. 3 R's. You got...
I know.
Rebirth
and
Reload and Relink.
We also have like a Dragon a week before that or something.
Oh my god.
Our guest this episode is Mike Huber.
No.
He's back, baby.
Back in action.
Before we get crazy and off the rails with anything, welcome to Frame Trap. Frame Trap is a bi-weekly in-depth gaming discussion podcast. We just talk about video games, what we've been playing, and any other random shenanigans that come up. Welcome, everybody. We're streaming this live, too. Just a heads up, if we aren't talking about anything that's embargoed or anything like that, we're going to stream these episodes live every time, so hop into that Twitch chat if you are able to. That's right. Huber, show the video people off your sweatshirt that you got at Nintendo World, man.
Bowser, dude, Bowser.
Do you know what it says?
I'm going to guess it says Koopa.
Koopa.
King Koopa.
You should have asked Blood.
Maybe.
He might have known.
Yeah. Any
That's
Japanese
a nice sweatshirt,
speakers
dude.
out there?
Yeah, that's a
know.
nice sweatshirt from Huber.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I was surprised.
Has a little Super Nintendo World action here.
Yeah. I was really surprised because I don't see Huber buy clothes that often.
No, I save all my money for tech and
true.
gas and living and
Yes,
food.
that's true.
So I cut clothes out.
But you got new shoes recently, too.
For a birthday present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are coming up for
Things
Michael
are,
Huber,
yeah.
dude. Michael
Yeah.
Huber's upgrading.
Freshly
right
dressed.
now. Damiani is typing something on his phone right now.
Trying to see
King Koopa.
King
dude.
Koopa in Japanese.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
we
Oh,
go.
yeah. How to say it.
Let's see your shirt. Is that it?
Kinda.
I think that's it. So it's Bowser, Koopa.
Nice.
There you go. So
Sick.
it's Koopa.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you're right, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Good guess.
You got it. Nice.
Okay. First of all, Damiani,
Yo.
what did you think about Super Nintendo World?
Oh, we're talking about Super Nintendo.
I want to
World.
ask you about this.
So I had my expectations pretty low because so many people had gone over the
Yes.
year, and while people are having fun, everyone's like, it's small, doesn't have all the things from its Japanese counterpart, that, temper your expectations, you're probably not getting into the Toad Cafe, so basically some disappointments plus underwhelming, but still a sight to behold.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, being there in person, being immersed in it was really fun. I wish I could do it without crowds. Obviously, that would be the ultimate experience. But it's a very physical attraction. In terms of there's activities to participate in.
Physical attraction?
Well, you're doing activities.
Yeah, Huber was telling me about this.
Yeah, it's oh yeah, I keep forgetting you're not. My bad, dude. I forgot you were with.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm why did
I was supposed to go too.
I was
I got Omega owned
Sorry,
and
I
got
was so
sick,
confused.
so I had to skip, unfortunately.
I'm dude, where you?
No, I was not there, so I don't know.
My mind's not working. Okay, so yes, you had you didn't need the app to do all this stuff, but the app would track stuff like a video game. Think of a mobile type game thing where you're completing progress, but you can just do it for funsies if you want. And they have all these areas where you do a physical challenge. It's a physical challenge from Double Dare or something like that, where it's
You climb the aggro crag?
you gotta hit these switches. It's mostly hitting switches,
Okay.
or pushing something, and sometimes you have to move around to there's this one where the piranha plant would wake up if these alarm clocks went off, and there were 12 of them, so you had to divvy up the responsibility, and they're all over the place in this little area, so you gotta move and hit them to turn them off. They keep turning back on. Then there's one where you just literally just stand there and hit a POW block, and it chains POW blocks to knock a Koopa Troopa shell up to hit a key to get it. There's one we didn't do, the rolling thing or whatever. Remember, there's one it was people were spinning something for a Goomba.
Whoa.
We didn't do that one because you'd have to do all of them.
Yeah.
But it culminated with a showdown with Bowser Jr. playing a Kinect game, basically.
That's cool.
But just seeing all the stuff, man, like the physical layout, the physical props, so fun. Walking through Bowser's like castle, like his keep.
That was my favorite part.
The 3D stuff, like the books, all the books. Remember doing all the books with like the blueprints and shit?
Yeah.
That was so cool.
That was sick.
And then we like to
Yeah, the line had like the thing Bowser like flies in Super Mario World.
Oh, the clown head thing?
Yeah, the clown head.
Sick.
It was just like there.
Just there. Yeah, like
That's
all
awesome.
the props are just there. You could like touch them.
They had
and,
like a boot from Mario 3.
Oh,
Great shoe,
that's cool.
yeah.
Wow.
It was fun. I would honestly say the biggest disappointment to me was like the if there was a disappointment besides not getting into the Toad Cafe, was like the Mario Kart ride itself. Like I just wish there was an option to like not because it's AR goggles.
Yeah.
That's right. Damiani has issues with that.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was just
VR shit.
This was chaos.
It was.
It was just chaos.
That's so funny. Hubert told me on the way up here that it's the most chaotic ride of all time.
Yeah, it's
ever,
like
ever.
I couldn't even like
Ever.
I was like,
Dawn, is Dawn in there? Dawn, can't you agree
Dawn,
on this?
yeah, back us up, Dawn.
Okay, I do agree at first glance, okay? But this thing, once you start running this thing multiple times,
Yes,
Hubert,
yes,
okay? And
yes.
so look, there's never been that with a ride before.
I
Yeah.
love the chaos.
Yes.
Dude, I love it.
It's going for it's a concept.
When
that
I
they're
got
going
out of there,
for.
I definitely said there are going to be some people in there that probably are recovering for multiple hours because they're not expecting. It's like an absolute hurricane.
I just wanted a way to go through it without needing to use the. I mean, I guess you could just take them off and like just. Yeah, you could, but like people might get upset because it's a game. You're competing and stuff. But like, I just wanted to like enjoy looking at like the physical stuff because there's a lot of physical stuff in the ride, but you're so focused on what the glasses are showing you to like shoot down stuff with your like. It's Mario Kart. You have like shells. You're firing out shells.
limited ammo, dude.
Yeah.
Limited?
Yeah,
Cool.
you gotta like get the item boxes to get
Oh,
more
shit.
ammo.
You have to like
so-
pick your targets.
And then you gotta like steer, but like it's basically there's an arrow that pops up that tells you like you need to go left or right. And if you do it, as long as you do it before it fades, I think it just initiates like the drift boost.
I forgot every time.
Blood got it, but I think I got it too.
Who
Like,
got the highest rank? Who got like first place?
overall for everything? I
Yeah.
think Blood got the most coins that day.
Or Damiani. Oh, the coin.
Like of everything. Like it
No. I'm
totals
just
up
talking about the
big.
Mario Kart ride.
Was it me?
you were Don, probably.
It's probably you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get it, Don. It definitely is a concept that they're going for, and I think playing it multiple times, you get used to it.
Well, that's the funny thing about the design of the park is because the ride is 100% that. Like each time I've gone on that, it's definitely gotten a little better, more fun, and then you get way into it, just like whatever. You start getting mastered. But the rest of the park, Damiani, like when you're talking about those physical activities, it's almost the opposite, where you get it immediately and you kind of don't want to have to ever grind it again. But
Yep.
they design the park in a way that if you want to beat Bowser Jr., you got to grind those little physical activities then.
That is a good point. Because it was our first time, I think I was like waiting in these lines. You had to wait in line for everything. So waiting in line and stuff, like we were with a big group, so we had a lot of people to chat with. Like it was the fun of doing it for the first time. Although obviously because it's outdoor and you see everything, like we were seeing how you did it. Like there was like the block one especially is like, oh yeah, you do it. We had it so figured out. Like you look at all these people go first and stuff. Having to do all that again just to go fight Bowser Jr. seems like maybe they should rethink that maybe it's just like you just go fight him, like wait in a line to do it, and the other activities are just for like if you care about the
But
app
then they
and getting a
can't
high
charge
score.
you an extra $40 to. You know,
Well, no,
that's
but that's the app. The app still tracks them. So if you want to like compete,
no, but to get on the Bowser Jr.
need
ride,
the-
you need the keys.
Yeah,
And you need the keys,
I know.
You need the thing, so it's $40 to go on that attraction, dude. It's crazy.
I think there should be like
It's a $40 ride.
What if you just buy the pass and like it just lets you in? You just need the band, but you don't need the keys. I'll be like, that's a fair trade off. Let them have their, they can still be capitalists there and make their money, but then I don't have to do all the dumb activities
That's
again
way
and just.
too upfront though. That'd be like cold because then there's no excuse. That's just like unabashed.
I'm just paying to win here, baby. Let's go.
Oh my god. Crazy. Brutal.
Last week was kind of insane for video game news.
Yes, it was.
Not only was it TGS, which we're going to talk about briefly, but first we're going to talk about Microsoft had a bad time. They had a bad week.
Yeah, you guys
They
weren't
had
here
some
for
bad
this.
stuff happen. Xbox had a bunch of leaks due to the ongoing case with the FTC and all that stuff. Apparently, Microsoft are the ones themselves that leaked this.
Yes,
which
they did.
is,
The leaks,
someone got
the
fired.
leaks of P.
Yeah, someone's out.
The leaks of P, yeah. Continues.
It continues.
Hubert, did you see anything about these before we start?
You did.
The best thing I saw ever, dude. You know I love my cold hard numbers.
Yes.
Brad. Budgets. Prices.
Yeah.
For what though?
Game Pass games.
All right.
Yeah, that was like, was that estimates?
Yes, so
Yeah.
Blood pointed this out on the
Okay,
podcast that these were not literal prices that
Got
Microsoft paid for any of this.
Okay.
This was their own internal valuations of what they would offer for
Yeah,
this.
because we saw stuff on there that didn't come on Game Pass. Like Star Wars Jedi Survivor was
Like,
200 million, I think.
Blood said like in the email like they were like Star Wars was like no, like there's nothing you could pay us to like get this on here.
Jeez.
Same with like Rockstar, they're like no.
Rocksteady. I think Suicide Squad was around that price too, or something like that.
Just wild.
But this was a lot of this is very old or older information, like years old.
Yeah.
Hubert, one thing I was very fascinated by was the calendar of stuff that they have on the docket to come up. Now, a lot of this is from earlier also. So all this I'm going to be reading through is from The Verge. So this is what we're going to talk about first. Before it was acquired by Microsoft, ZeniMax Media, the parent company of studios like Bethesda Game Studios and id Software, were working on remasters of The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Fallout 3, and a new entry in the Doom franchise, according to documents revealed as part of the FTC versus Microsoft. The games were included in a July 2020 Microsoft presentation about then potential ZeniMax acquisition. So this is 3 years old. Things could have changed. But on this list, Huber, there are some very interesting games.
Red Dead.
No, this
Red Dead 2 Next Gen Update.
That was not on the list.
Gets me more hype than anything.
Okay. Well, one thing that was on the list, Huber, was Dishonored 3.
Yeah.
Which
is
is
interesting.
great and interesting, but that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we got
And I've heard people have said a lot of the people that worked at Arcane left that wanted to make immersive sim kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Maybe it fell through the wayside.
it could have like there's interesting stuff on here. There's like there's a new Doom thing. I think it's called Year Zero, which I assume is a prequel.
Or if there's like a big reset after Ancient Gods or something, because that shit was fucking crazy. Ancient Gods.
They had
That's the most unhinged DLC.
They had a Ghostwire Tokyo sequel planned.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
But
Huber, I'm sorry. There was no Evil Within on that list.
It's all right. It's all right. It could still come, dude. One day. It could still come. It's not dead. Everything returns.
Everything returns. That's true.
Nothing is dead, dude. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
Do you think with all like these, I know we got a remaster of Evil Within. What was it or no?
No.
Do you think with like all these other like kind of like survival horror games getting like updates that maybe?
I mean, they patched Evil Within 2 at some point.
Evil Within 1 could get like a
legit remaster. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
That would be awesome. I would love for them to do that.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. But
yeah. And 3 years ago, I mean, the last year or so, horror has been out of control. Popular, doing really well. There's been a big resurgence in the last year or two, especially. Like, obviously, Remake 2 kind of like kick-started this new era. But since then, horror's in a good spot. So maybe things will change.
Yeah. There's one on here also that just says licensed IP game. I'm curious about what that is because it's not Indiana Jones because they have that listed separately, I believe. So I wonder what that will be. But yeah, there's just a lot of fascinating stuff on there. Kind of like a roadmap at the time of what they had planned coming out, which I'm sure they're not happy about.
No.
I'm sure things have changed definitely because it's 3 years old and who knows. Yeah. But still, they hate to see it.
Yeah.
Also, we got stuff on the new Xbox Series X refresher. Called codename Brooklyn right now.
Brooklyn.
With an I.
With an I, which will be all digital.
That's
no disk drive.
Yeah. Sorry. The big thing about this
is
in that timetable, the context here. Yes, the refresh, the X is going to be all digital. They are going to phase out the current Xbox Series X. So there'll be no physical disc version on sale at
That's
some point
so
after
intense.
like next year.
Damn.
Or the next fiscal year. So they're banking on like all digital. Like,
Damn.
Yeah.
So whatever stock is out there for OG Xbox Series
Yeah.
X, that's it. So
Yeah, I don't know
Makes
how
sense,
strong.
I guess, because they're all in on Game Pass.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
digital.
And I don't know how strong their physical sales are. I assume they're much lower.
Yeah, but
than
I mean, they
everyone else.
said it was either was in the leak. What was the thing that said like 75% or almost 70% of systems is Series X?
I saw that, but I think it got corrected later to be more around 50-50.
Okay, it did. Yeah.
But still, that's a lot of that's
But people
just
are
digital.
yeah, people
only.
are trying to say like, oh, it only like is like a fraction or something, and it's like the numbers show it's like almost half.
Wow.
And it's like you can't just
Yeah.
ditch half of your
Yeah.
consumer base for that.
Locked
so,
in.
There's also, I think, some new stuff on their next system, which will be around 2028. They're targeting, which
Yeah.
makes sense to me timeline wise.
2028, dude, maybe Perfect Dark will hit that launch.
Dude, let's not get
Nice.
let's back be careful there. That's like we're getting like cautionary tale zone there. 'Cause well, like Eidos and Crystal Dynamics and stuff like the Embracer, like it's apparently like stuff not going. Like, will Microsoft have to step in because they're both involved on two different Microsoft first party projects. Perfect Dark and Fable for Eidos Montreal, right? Or who?
Fable? No,
Or not
that's
Fable,
Playground. I believe. That's the
What
Forza
are they
people.
involved in? What a first party game am I forgetting?
What are you talking about? Who's what?
Embracer, those two groups.
Yeah, they're Perfect Dark, right?
not both of them.
Embracer
There's Crystal
owns
Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, and then Eidos Montreal.
Yeah, on Perfect Dark, Eidos?
They're not on Perfect
it's
Dark.
like the Initiative
I'm thinking-
or something. It's a different studio.
Yeah, but Eidos is on something else from Microsoft.
Maybe. I have no idea.
But the cautionary thing is that's sorry, a different subject, but yeah, that's
That's a bummer.
yeah, there's some bad tidings there.
Fucking Embrace, dude. They should change their name to Kiss of Death.
Kiss of Death, Death
Honestly.
Embrace.
Yeah.
Just quickly about this all digital thing. I hate to see it go. It does seem like that's the way things are going. I hope they will have an external hard drive that you can get, or a
Yeah.
disk drive,
Yeah.
at least. Because the rumor is the next PlayStation 5 version will have no disk drive either. And it'll be like attachable one, kind of thing like that. So it feels like that's where we're going, but still hate to see it go.
Hate to see it go, dude.
Hate to see it go.
Yeah.
I buy
Yeah.
most things digitally just because of space, but...
Eidos Montreal is contributing to Xbox's Fable.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Now...
There was something about a Red Dead 2 next gen.
Yeah,
we saw.
we saw the Red Dead got like rated on Switch in like
Yeah.
Korea or something.
There was something else,
Red Dead
though.
2. Oh, I don't know.
Brazil, I think, was
Or
the-
Brazil,
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. Damiani, I want to ask you about this one though. The Nintendo line.
Oh, that was like clickbaity headline shit. Like, obviously, I mean, thinking you can like acquire Nintendo. Microsoft already tried to do it.
They did.
like over 20 years ago, and the
Allegedly
laughed out of the office.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
When I read that too, I was like, oh, that's cute.
it's
Like, good luck with that.
Yeah, like sure, like it's like like a dream acquisition. Sure, that would be like a career move, as he said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I mean, Phil said that like a few years ago. So I mean, he probably still doesn't like think about that. You know,
What, Nintendo?
I mean, no, he doesn't think it's realistic. They're gonna ever, like how Switch is like done and stuff. Like, there's no way.
I mean, this was in 2020 when Switch was popping off already.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't. I think like every executive thinks like it'd be awesome to own the other companies and stuff. Like that's what I think it is. So I don't really. I saw people were like just using it to like dunk on like Phil Spencer, and it's like sure, but like you come on, like as an
It's
executive,
just spitballing.
yeah, it's like like think of like every professional sports team. It'd be awesome to have this quarterback and like
Yeah.
your dream team and stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be a career
Totally.
move to secure, Tom Brady or something. back then.
100%.
What Buccaneers did, it's like
Yeah.
sure, but like
The Oakland A's have probably talked about getting Otani.
yeah, it's like
so
exactly.
unrealistic.
Yeah, like when I was talking about the Dodgers getting him,
Yeah.
I asked you that. Like, yeah, they probably dream of that, but it's probably not happening. Like,
Yeah.
it's or like owners and stuff. Like, I'd love to own another. It's just pipe dream stuff, and it's like water cooler talk. I feel like everyone talks about it or theorizes or fantasizes about like who could buy someone. But I mean, it just like at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like very realistic. Like Nintendo, it was also like the comments he said, like that I think the thing that set people off was his comment about like their future. We need to make them understand their future is off their hardware.
Yes.
And that was like the one where like, wait, what? Like, Phil, like, come on. Like, there's one thing to dream about owning them, but telling them like, man, you guys don't know what you're doing. It's like,
yeah, I'll read this is like the last thing of the email. Quote, I love this discussion and value you looking at the opportunities here. At some point, getting Nintendo would be a career moment, and I honestly believe a good move for both companies.
Yeah,
it's just taking a long time for Nintendo to see that their future exists off their own hardware. A long time.
Shots. ...
Smiley face.
Hubert.
Quote.
This is like when you say looks a little bit switchy.
Yeah.
Like this is
Phil
like
knows.
these are like the people who are like, man, Nintendo would be so much better. Like even Brad and I are like, dude, we'd love the XL to be like on PlayStation. Like like the visuals. It's like, dude, it looks sick. Like but also like then would it even be like the same?
But then would it be
type
the
of
same
game?
company?
Yeah.
Totally.
For better or worse, where outside the fence you sit on, like Nintendo needs to be Nintendo and do their own thing. They need to not be owned by anyone. Yeah.
After all this went down, Phil Spencer tweeted out after he probably arrived in Tokyo for Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah.
We've seen the conversation around old emails and documents. It is hard to see our team's work shared this way because so much has changed and there's so much to be excited about right now and in the future. We will share the real plans when we are ready.
The real plan.
The real plans.
plans.
I think some of this is the real plan, Phil.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lies of Phil.
I think the most concrete things
Is
are
the next Xbox
the next
version.
Xbox
Yeah.
specs because they need to lock those down earlier. The schedule calendars, those can all change. I mean, they were probably true at the time.
Yeah, they changed,
But we
of
don't
course.
know if all those projects, as you said, are still on course.
No, they are not.
And honestly, just better tech minds can like tell us how good the new hardware specs are supposedly going to be. But yeah, it's still 2023. They're saying 2028. We still got 5 years.
Yeah, we still got ways to go.
We got so many like good games right now. It's like
I'm good.
I was saying like maybe like with all this cross gen happening for so many years, it felt like maybe this gen started maybe a little bit too soon, even though it was a long time. It felt like there was still some like gas left in the tank for like, especially like for like Sony and PlayStation. Like PS4 we've had so many cross gen games.
Yeah.
Like this year feels like maybe like it was seeing like Spider-Man 2, Horizon DLC. It's like these games were only for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, we've had a few. We've had like Ratchet and Clank, and we had Returnal.
Yeah.
We had Demon Souls. But yes, there has been more than ever, kind of thing.
And it looks like going forward, we're gonna like it's moving away from that.
Yes.
So
finally.
Yeah.
We did start this generation in 2020, which was a hell of a year. So.
yeah. No, that's the thing. Like maybe we would have gotten there faster.
It's quite restraints.
Yeah.
It was very unusual console launch, I suppose.
But yeah, we have plenty of stuff to hold. Like we're in no rush for next gen. Like,
Yeah.
And I don't even like not even thinking. Everyone's talking about like pro system. Like not even thinking about that. I'm like, what pro what? Like nah, I'm good right now.
I'm thinking about it. I'm ready.
Okay, Brad's thinking about it.
I'm ready. Oh yeah, day one, baby.
Always.
It'll
Day
probably be next year. That's the rumor. Ziggy wrote in. Sup, allies? I know some of you didn't get to give your take about the Xbox leaks. I want to know off the bat what you think about the ones that really got people really heated, such as Phil's comments about Nintendo and the Series X refresh going all digital. I totally get the plans might have changed, but I just can't help but feel kind of mad these things are being even said and considered in the first place. Love and respect, Ziggy. We kind of talked about this, about Phil.
Yeah. I know they're asking for your guys' thoughts, but like I guess, are you really that shocked that like executives are talking about like possible plans? Like everyone's thought about all digital at this point, like the trends that way. So like that one seems like less like, I understand people want like for the argument for proponents for physical media, like I'm on your for that I'm on your side.
100%.
But there is going to be like digital only, and that's something that things are just moving towards inevitably. And it's like fighting the future, which is impossible. Like I this is before my time, but like it was in so many freaking
Fable what we make, Tommy.
80s and 90s movies used to make fun of this all the time, like 8-track tapes. people are like, oh, we want them to come back or something, and it's like, what the hell were those? And like, that's it. It's like, man, like physical media. It's like, wait,
If you
physical,
put a
like
disc in?
yeah, like you have to use your hands for that. That's like a baby's toy. It's like kind of like that vibe where it's just going to happen, and it's where the direction companies want to go. So it's them not thinking about it would be like they wouldn't be in that position then. Like they wouldn't be doing their job. The Nintendo stuff, though, yeah. What do you guys think? Yeah.
The funny thing about this Nintendo comment is, I think a lot of people got bewitched by Phil's charm and thinking that he is their friend or something like that. True gamer, I care about the games. I want as many people to play the games as possible. He said many times. People need to realize these are business executives, okay? They are not your friend. They are about the business. They will say what they need to say to get the business done.
100%.
Okay?
Yep.
Just realize that.
Yeah.
Anyone, any of these people, Jim Ryan,
I
Doug
would
Bowser.
rather have a beer with Phil Spencer, though, instead of Jim Ryan.
Sure, but I'm saying they care about the bottom line, which is the dollar for them.
Yeah.
That's what they care about. So them saying this stuff about Nintendo, that's not that surprising to me. Especially like what they're buying Activision Blizzard,
Yeah.
It's like $69 billion deal. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure Nintendo's obviously more or something like that. I have no idea actually, but probably more. But
I'd imagine Sony has had these conversations. I wonder if Nintendo's had acquisition conversations.
probably not. I don't think they've thought about buying PlayStation or anything.
But like
that.
maybe like have they thought about buying like Capcom or something?
Wait, you talking about like Nintendo?
Nintendo.
No, so Nintendo. I mean, it probably has been discussed, but Nintendo has a much different approach to acquisitions. People always say this would be a good fit for them. They do it out of necessity. Like, was it Next Level that did Luigi's Mansion 3? They went. They put themselves up to be bought. And Nintendo kind of like they have good working relationships with companies where they have like an investment, but they don't own them. They took that opportunity to buy them because they like obviously had plans for games that they wanted to have work on them. But if they got bought up by another company, then it might have interrupted their plan. So they do it out of like necessity more than like, oh, we're like looking to expand. They like partnerships. They don't generally just go on like buying sprees like that. I thought you meant like Sony thinking about buying Nintendo or something. No. Yeah, but like I think
I'm sure it's been floated though.
Yeah, like
conversations.
I think a lot of companies like Apple's probably thought of it. Amazon's probably thought of it. Like every big tech company has probably thought like Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. They probably all looked at them like, is that? I mean, maybe not Microsoft and Sony because they're just big conglomerates, but like Nintendo, they're like, oh, they're just a game company. Could we buy them? Like especially Apple is probably definitely like thought about that. Like, is that possible?
Scary.
But yeah, these are executives, right? They're just looking out for their business.
And the almighty dollar.
Yeah, and the almighty dollar.
We don't. You don't like really like root for them, but like you also like need to understand where they're coming
Yeah.
Some people do. All these console wars.
Yeah, which is bizarre.
Dude, it feels like this year has ignited the console wars to like new heights, dude. Like I have never like it feels like I'm in the 2000s again all of a sudden. I'm like, wait, did we go back 20 years?
That's what it feels like.
What is going on,
like
man?
a new Chad Warden figure or something like that.
Yeah. And it's like Nintendo's like not in the middle of it half the time. It's like just Sony and Microsoft.
It's usually Sony and
now,
Microsoft. Usually.
Yeah, wait, I was actually lying in bed one night, and it's Xbot, Sony Pony. What's Nintendo?
Wait.
I don't know.
Just like a Nintendo.
Baby?
There was
The old baby game?
I mean,
Nintendo babies?
there's definitely been some things. There's some things that you should not repeat anymore. I've heard in the past.
Edgy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Edgy.
things that
Edgy terms.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've definitely seen message board posts about what people call Nintendo fans. It's like,
I think I know what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm out of the loop.
Also, TGS went down, dude.
heck yeah,
There's some cool stuff there, particularly for us, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I did get to play. I played the TGS demo, not at TGS, but I played the demo here. Fucking awesome.
That's so sick.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Which I got to play.
I watched some of that.
You are all the Dragon's Dogma 2 fans. What do you
Looking
think? What do you think?
good.
I watched a lot
Yeah.
of her.
Looking pretty rough in some ways, but in like a good way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I list previews up. It's really good. It's deep dive, like 20 minutes. Somehow in the 20-minute Dragon's Dogma 2 preview, Bloodworth manages to bring up F-099, his personal goatee.
brought that up?
Wait, what?
Why?
He did?
Yeah.
Why?
He can't stop thinking about it, dude.
He brought it up during Dragon's Dogma?
Was like I like talking about like AI or something, and then Blood's like, so the AI for the cars, and no.
Dude, what?
Blood's out of his mind right now.
Yeah, what the hell is he talking
Blood's
about?
like in a fever dream. We're gonna like find like Blood late for work someday, and like no code sent out. Like Blood, what's going on, guys? I'm like near like my 100th win or something. He just comes in with like the longest beard.
Dude, what? Dude, what a psychopath.
He's obsessed.
He's like,
That
guys,
is
I'm going to become a
insane.
professional F099
love
streamer. Bye.
That'd be so funny, dude. I gotta see the context for this thing.
Yeah,
I just imagine it just comes out of nowhere and it's completely unrelated to anything.
Don, if they did make Wave Race 99,
Dude.
how hard would you go in on that?
Damiani, I have a giant smile on my face. That's funny. I never even considered that. Wow, would that be perfect?
Oh, that'd be so good.
Oh my gosh, what a way to bring back Wave
Yeah.
Race.
No,
Damiani.
Because F099 adds things from the later games, so it's like
Yeah,
playing
it'd be
the Super
same
Nintendo.
graphics, just add a few upgrades.
Would you want it like
Yeah.
to look like 64, or would you like maybe them to like reimagine it
love
like
that.
kind of like 2D sprite based, but like it's like still 3D courses, but everyone's like sprites or something, so they could fit more people on screen?
I don't know. It'd be risky to do that. I think
Okay.
doing a similar thing to what F-Zero did, where they just what do? They just sort of widen some of the areas and they put the
Yeah.
camera back a little farther from what
They
I've
add
seen.
the like top.
They have a starting part of the track they added for each one that like filters everyone down into a narrower, but the actual main course in F-Zero, we'll talk about this later, but F099, the courses, the default courses are actually widened as well. Like if you go back and play an F099 version of like go play the Mute City course, then boot up on your NS, because you have to have NSO to play the expansion pack to play, or NSO subscription to play F099. Then go to your Super Nintendo and play F-Zero and play the same Mute City, and look how narrow it is compared. Yeah.
Yeah, I think same graphics would be sick. Actually, just do a similar kind of thing. It would be brilliant.
Have we ever been able to walk around in Mute City in anything?
Well, no, but in Smash Brothers, you have Big Blue, and I forget what the other course was. Like Melee had a course, and
Yeah.
they've appeared. There've been multiple versions. Like you can get on like the track, basically. But there was a race to the finish on one of the. But I think it was Big Blue. Maybe it was Mute City. I don't remember. One of them was a race to the finish, but it's like side view, so you're running like sideways instead of like.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Demosphere wrote in, or Demosphere.
Demo.
No, Demo, not Demos. Keep it up, Final Fantasy 17. Or sorry, 17. I wish. 17.
Let's go.
Final Fantasy 7 looks like it's shaping up to be a true gift for the fans. I am honestly shocked with the FF7 team and how much they are delivering on this project. I don't think the scope of this project will fully sink in until the third installment of the trilogy is out. I could have never imagined a decade-long Final Fantasy VII trilogy like this, but seeing it come to life through remake and now Rebirth is really taking my breath away. What an exciting time to be a fan of this beloved series. Feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels real good.
Real fucking
Real
good.
fucking good.
Remake 7 was like my number one favorite that year,
Yeah.
dude. That game is 10 out of 10.
And Rebirth just looks like it's just fucking blowing it out of the water
Yeah.
now
Man.
for what it's doing, man. It's just insane.
yeah.
It is like, I love 7 Remake, but it's like, yo, you're in Midgar. It's very cramped in a lot of ways. This is just like, nope.
Yeah.
Like huge. Everything, dude, walking around. Everything looks perfect so far.
Yeah.
Just perfection. Chocobilly. Everyone's looking good, dude.
Yeah.
Gold Saucer.
Gold Saucer's
we
looking
haven't
so
been
fucking
there
good.
yet. We just saw it.
And they showed some of those mini games, dude.
Oh,
Good
give me
Lord.
all the mini
Cannot
games.
The fighting game.
We saw a new one too.
Yeah, I was
Games.
telling him about Queen's
Yeah.
Blood.
Queen's Blood, dude.
The card game.
Yeah. Well,
Sign me
the
up.
piano. There's
Oh,
a
the piano.
playing.
Yeah, there's a piano mini game, dude, where you can play piano. Where Cloud's
rhythm
playing.
game.
It's a rhythm game, yeah.
Yeah.
Which the piano was in the original. You would play
Yeah.
that to get Tifa's Lemon Break.
Yeah.
Nice
They
stuff.
said, or they were teasing. Maybe that's how you do it. Yeah, it's like the most popular Final Fantasy. I mean, you have a lot of like core like members coming back to work on it, so
Yeah.
such a big
Kitase.
deal. Yeah, I don't know if like it'll
Kojima.
take till 20. I don't think it's gonna take 6 more years for like.
I'm going to say
third
4
part.
for the next part.
I think it's no more than 4 because I think a lot of the legwork for the open environment was done for this
Sure.
game. So whatever left they have to create, like and barring another like pandemic, I think it'll take probably only like 3 years.
Do you think they'll do DLC?
No, they said they're not going to do DLC.
Oh, did they? I didn't see that.
Sorry,
No more interludes?
They Nomura, I believe it was Nomura. It was either Katase or Nomura said they have no plans for DLC.
Okay.
For Rebirth.
Intermission, was it?
Yeah, it was intermission.
Yeah,
we get another one?
Intergrade
but
and
we've been
intermission
through
now.
this song and dance before. They said no 16 DLC.
No, that's not what they said. So I interviewed Yoshi P about this, and what he told me was they were not planning on doing
Planning for
DLC,
it.
but if there was a demand
Yes.
there, they would do it.
I think that might be the case here. Like,
Yes.
it's always if demand is there,
Yes.
they're like, we'll consider it.
If, but
16
it's-
DLC,
At the
dude,
same
hyped.
time, though, they have another game lined up, and we don't know what 16 has lined up,
Well,
if anything,
for
after
Rebirth
DLC.
to whatever the third one's called, I think maybe they're just gonna be like full speed ahead. Like, let's not take 4 years for the next one. Let's maybe like get it out by like 2027.
Yeah.
And 7 years for 7
Yeah.
remake trilogy. That's
pretty
pretty
high.
good.
Yeah, because it'll be the 30th anniversary,
Dude,
I think.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
That's
That's
the
the goal.
target.
That's it.
Because it came out,
That's
what,
it.
1997?
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
it.
Dude, they're gonna do
Mark
like a
your calendars.
30th anniversary concert
they'll
for
try
that,
to do-
dude.
Try to do that, yeah, which will be sick.
I hope they call the third one Final Fantasy VII Returns.
Returns, yeah. yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. That is funny. But yeah, for TGS, I didn't like pay attention super a lot to TGS.
Same.
I am happy about that Unicorn Overlord game coming out, the new Vanillaware.
Yeah.
game. I'm gonna play the shit out of that.
That was in
Did
the
you see that,
state of
Hubert?
play, right?
I saw a little bit of it.
It was.
I saw a couple
Nintendo, I
screenshots.
think. Yeah, it's like the
Oh, it was a
tactics game.
Nintendo
Yeah, it looks
thing.
sick.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That one looks
State
good.
of play and the director.
Yeah, well, they're the
blended
same
together.
day, so yeah.
Looked
But
cozy.
we saw some of Yakuza 8 or Like a Dragon 8.
Dude, that footage trailer like actually was pretty like sick for
Tokyo Slim told me to
Wealth,
stay
or-
the fuck away because it was massive spoilers.
Oh,
I didn't.
Tokyo
See, I
Slim,
saw
yeah.
some screenshots, but I didn't
Infinite Wealth?
see.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything else.
That-
really.
Tokyo Slim like DM'd me. I was like, dude, avoid that.
It was
trailer.
basically for someone like me who's never played one.
Yeah.
It's like we're going as insane as possible in this one. Like we really want you to try and play this.
lean into it, dude. Lean into those memes.
Yeah,
Look,
that's a
fun.
conversation for another time.
Yeah,
I
another
think.
time. Another
We'll
time.
have that.
I'm in a weird Yakuza
No, I think
Mood.
that's totally fine.
Yeah.
because I'm kind of in that too.
multiverse saga now. That's what it is. It's your equivalent. Yeah, like we had Thanos. We had
Yo,
the Infinity
they already
Saga.
call it- I just-
What do you say? Song of Life was the.
Yep.
dude.
Song of Life was my end game.
There are people now. I see more and more articles calling for Feige, like get him out,
Get him out.
bring in someone new from Marvel
Fresh
already.
blood, dude. New blood. Yeah, because
Damn.
even Nagoshi now is gone too. And
Yeah, he's
Yakuza,
doing
it's
something
like
else.
end of an era, dude. It's like,
Yep.
yeah.
He's doing
Oh, so
something else.
Yeah, also lost someone else.
What?
Kamiya also left.
Oh yeah, Kamiya leaving Platinum Games.
You want to
Yeah.
join Kojima Productions?
Well, Mikami is currently free agent, and so is Kamiya now. Makes you wonder, but maybe they're just doing something else. I don't know.
yeah,
I see Mikami like posting on Twitter. It looks like he's just fucking on vacation all the time,
Yeah,
which is
dude,
great.
chilling,
That's awesome.
chilling out.
Yeah.
Dude, Hi-Fi Rush, man, he's pumped.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't work there anymore, so.
Yeah,
But I mean, he sold that company
Yeah.
and made big money.
They should
big
get
bucks.
Kamiya, Mikami, and Sakaguchi together.
Sakaguchi, wow.
Yeah,
With them?
Yeah, get 3 of them together. See what they can come up with.
That'd be crazy.
Redefine RPG.
I mean, if I was Capcom, I'd
horror
be like, trying to get the-
RPG.
Inside Eve.
Yeah. If I was Capcom, I'd be trying to get
new,
them.
like new things.
That'd be sick.
Survival horror RPG.
So in, dude.
Yep.
So in.
All right, let's talk about an actual video game now. So, I have played through Cyberpunk 2077
Cyberpunk.
Phantom Liberty, the expansion for Cyberpunk. Now, I played Cyberpunk when it came out.
Okay.
First came out back in 2020
Oof.
on PC.
Okay.
I enjoyed the game, but it had problems for sure. This is a very good expansion, dude. This reminds me, Huber, of like Blood and Wine kind of
Fuck
thing
yeah.
like that.
Sick.
Of
Sick.
just that
High
kind of
praise.
quality of like, yo. Not even just like the new features, Huber. I would say like the storyline,
Yeah.
the immersion, and all
Cyberpunk got
that
a
kind of
great
stuff.
storyline.
Yes.
Yeah. I finished it last year. So
Now-
like, yeah, it's funny because like everyone's all fucking dick riding this fucking Cyberpunk right now. It's out of control. Revisionist history.
No, I don't think it's revisionist history.
Dude,
I think everyone acknowledges that it's bad when it came
I've
out.
seen so many Cyberpunk was always good. It was probably always good on PC, but that console version was
console version was terrible.
extremely compromised
Yeah, it was
for a
terrible.
very long time. I played the preview of this at Summer Game Fest, and I had just played Cyberpunk like less than a year all the way through before that. And granted, it was a preview, but I played for like 45 minutes, and it felt the same to me. Felt identical.
Well, a lot of it is kind of them like overhauling the skills and all that because
Yeah.
there's like a new 2.0, and I looked at the skill tree and it's quite different.
Yeah.
For how everything is laid
And
out.
they respec you automatically.
They
right?
respec you
Right,
automatically
yeah.
now. How points kind of work like that. It's all pretty complex, but it's like when I hopped into the game, my kind of depending on like what stats you invest in, you can get up higher in skill trees like that. Mine was reflexes. And I think in the base game, that was more like shooting kind of stuff or like back in the original version. I'm not sure. But this one is much more about like speed. And I had melee thing, like a katana this time
Yeah,
around.
they're really selling that.
So I had like an SMG, dude. I had
Because
like
the
a
Manus Blades were
crazy-
such a bust in the
Yeah,
original.
I had a really crazy quick dash now, which is really fun. And an air dash.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun.
Dude.
With the katana, I could like reflect bullets back at them.
Always cool.
Then had like a finisher thing now where I can do like a finisher and get a bunch of health back. I had
Life
some
leech.
strength, and some stuff in the body, strength tree or whatever. I had like crazy health regen,
Yeah.
dude. It was really fun. But okay, so
I remember I used to go melee, like just punch.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
a puncher.
story wise, I won't really tell you what the story is or anything like that. But essentially, the premise is you get caught up in this job to rescue the president of the United States.
Dude.
Their plane
Air Force One,
crashes. Their plane crashes into what?
It's not Air Force One. Come on.
It's
going.
called something different.
Executive decision?
Go older.
You're talking about a movie?
I don't know.
John
Dude.
Carpenter.
What are you talking about?
Escape
From New York.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. 100% Escape from New York. Good call. Oh, here's my movie card, dude. I'm turning it in.
Yeah. But you get invested in this thing you join up with this crew for a reason. It makes sense why you go out there, which I did appreciate. And this plane is crashing this area of Night City called Dogtown. So
Which I didn't really like when I played Brad.
Dogtown.
What do you think
so
about Dogtown?
Dogtown's really cool, actually.
Okay.
So Dogtown is like a third party kind of part of the city. It's like a slums almost. But there's
never really
there's
like
a
slums.
so there's more to
okay.
it. There is a faction kind of in control of it who is outside the city. Like the Night City Police Department don't really go there or anything like that. It's like his own area
Okay.
kind of thing. They have their own like structure and like ruler and all that kind of stuff. Huber, yeah, there is a lot of like garbage and stuff, which you would expect from an area like that. But there's some there's some glitzy stuff there too.
Cool.
Definitely. There is some stuff you would really like.
Sick.
6
months.
Gamble. There's a gambling thing.
I'm about to say, is it a bit
There's something with
pleasure
gambling.
casino here? Is it like Back to the
There's something with
Future?
gambling.
Like-
But what's really sick about this whole kind of thing is it is very like an espionage kind of story.
Okay.
Everything is like really stealth. Getting intel, planning jobs, dude.
Love that, dude.
A lot of it
GTA
revolves around
vibes.
that. And there's some new characters you evolve in, obviously the president and stuff like that. You maybe depending on your path, you work for them and stuff like that. What I really liked about it playing this time too is a lot of the choices that you make a lot of choices in this game, and I never felt extremely confident in any choice I made.
Nice.
And, I would like make a choice. I'm like, I hope that was the right one because I don't know if this person's fucking lying to me or anything like that.
Yeah,
I
I
have
love
no
those
idea what's
ones.
going to happen. That kind of thing.
Great moments.
But how do you say his name? Idris Elba?
Idris Elba.
He is fantastic in this game.
Hell yeah.
He is so sick. He is he's like an agent, undercover agent dude.
Yeah.
And you work with him a lot in the game. He is awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
Chilling with him was so sick. And they give you
Luther.
so many good moments of just soaking up this environment you're in. Huber, they do a lot of cool stuff. I can't remember if the base game does this. They might have done this stuff. It was like you're in an area, you're drinking with a character. You can drink something like that. You can push it.
Finally.
There's a ledge.
Oh,
You
on
can-
missions you can do it.
on the
Yeah,
missions.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
lean on the ledge
Yeah,
and
yeah,
chill
I
out
remember.
and talk to them.
That's
You can
cool.
smoke
Yeah.
a cigarette. I went to a bar because I remember you telling me
Yeah.
exactly like that. Went to a bar. No, could not drink at it. I was very upset.
Yeah, pisses me off.
But
Immersion broken.
Yes. There's this really cool place that's like, so the beginning of the DLC, they take you, like how you get into Dogtown is through like this football stadium, dude. It was in the base game, I believe, but now you're going inside it, and you go in there, dude, it's like fucking Star Wars in there. Nice. There's just crazy shit, merchants everywhere. Some guards like beating up some fucking guy. It was really sick. Just really immersed me in the whole world, which I really loved. I missed it. Great faces too, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Starfield, holy shit.
Yeah, that's...
Playing Starfield kind of on and off, it's just like night and day, the faces and stuff like that, and the connection I get with these characters.
That's my biggest question. If someone hasn't played Cyberpunk with these new 2.0 changes and just with the new stuff introduced in Phantom Liberty, being such close proximity to Starfield, does it make Starfield look like or feel like kind of dated?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah. Like, I haven't done a lot of the stuff that Starfield has that these games don't have. It's just like the exploration and the city building or base building. I haven't done any of that stuff quite yet.
But like on like
Starfield, but narrative stuff and like characters. Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I'm seeing a lot of people who are like diving into like Phantom Liberty, being like, "Yo, Starfield, what's up?" Like, yikes. Which is like, all right.
Yikes. Hey, Cyberpunk was a big yikes too, though.
That's the thing.
Yeah, when
it's
it
also
came
like
out.
the benefit of how many years of polish.
Yeah.
Look, give it the benefit of doubt. Let's talk about Starfield in 2 years and see where it's at.
Yeah, whenever they get their big expansion or whatever. But like even just like moments with characters, like you were talking with someone you like meet at the basketball court, you were like sitting there just having like a good conversation with someone. There's like a basketball game going on. It just really helps sell that whole world to you.
That's awesome.
There's new stuff like you can shoot out of cars now and stuff like that.
Yeah, car combat I saw.
So,
finally.
which is pretty good. It works pretty well. You know, I played on PC. Man, this game looks good on fucking PC, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm playing with like
looks real.
crazy ray tracing and everything, dude. It is insane. If you have the opportunity to play this on PC, on a good PC, please do it.
I tried doing
There
that
was
with
a-
the base. My thing buckled.
Oh, yeah.
Tried ray tracing. It just didn't work.
Really?
Yeah.
There was a setting even I
Cyberpunk,
couldn't turn on because it was like 440 series only. And I was like, oh shit.
Dude.
My God.
Because I have a 3080, so I couldn't
Show people.
quite do that.
CLSS 3.0 or something?
Yeah,
Probably.
playing this game, because when I played this game originally, I played it on my old computer too.
Oh.
And it's just like insane now, dude, how crazy this game looks.
That's
Like,
cool.
I was just like staring at stuff all the time, dude. I remember it was like raining one time, and I was just looking at like the water on the ground, like just the reflections. I was just like, holy shit, dude.
That's awesome.
This is so sick.
Does the world feel more alive, dude? It always felt just like not reactionary and really
What do you mean, like
static.
reactionary?
Just like people just kind of stand around. Just
I mean, people
kinda
are doing shit.
lifeless.
They're walking around. You know, you're in Dogtown. There's a lot of sketch ass people like coughing or doing some shit. Like, I don't know what people expect these NPCs to do.
Yeah.
Do you expect people to like have like their own fucking entire day cycle?
No, I don't know. It just like I remember just a bunch of little things adding up to like take me out of it, like not being able to drink at the bar or like just random people kind of just like staring off into space and just like
I think
kind of the like menu based buying things just like in a menu and stuff like that.
Okay.
So just like a bunch of little things.
I think for open world game, you're gonna have that no matter what.
Yeah,
with
sure.
a lot of NPCs, even your beloved Rockstar has that in every game. So it happens, but. Some of the menus, yeah, I guess so. But like, at least like I noticed on elevators, you like at least push it yourself or like whatever. It's not like a static menu.
Nice.
Anyways, yeah, going through this, lots of ups and downs, lots of twists and turns I did not see coming. Really got me invested in the story. Like I was so invested. They added new endings to the game too, and I did one of them, and it was insane, dude. I don't know how I feel, which was like an insanely powerful feeling when I just finished it. There's a bunch of new guns also. Like, I'm not exactly sure what the fuck's new or whatever because it's been so long for me. But like I said, I was rocking like a sick SMG, dude. Like, insane fire rate.
RCP 90.
Yeah, like insane thing like that. And I had the katana. Then I was using like I got a stealth pistol at one part too. Because you infiltrate some places and, you know, it's like getting some headshots,
Stealth
dude.
all day.
Doing some of that good stuff.
Neck snaps.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do that.
Love the
About
neck
more
snap.
good stuff later. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
But yeah, I was super impressed by this. This game made me miss Cyberpunk. Like when I played it, I was like, fuck, I want to play more Cyberpunk.
Yep.
And there's so much stuff I didn't do in this game yet. Like, I did the main story, I did a lot of side quests, but there's still stuff I haven't done yet. Get some cool insight on some other characters from the first game, too, or the base game.
Yeah, I did every
really,
mission in the first game.
Really hyped, but yeah.
Every single mission.
I was super impressed with this game. I think if you've not played Cyberpunk, this is the best time to get into the game right now.
For sure.
It is absolutely worth it.
Took 3 years, but we got there.
Yeah, it did. It took very long, unfortunately, to get
Now maybe
amazing.
The Witcher 3 will get fixed.
No, it won't.
Maybe.
Not on
You know?
console.
Thanks, CD Projekt.
You're a second-class citizen if you're on console.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Well, they do, but you're a second-class citizen.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
yeah,
much.
it's great. I highly recommend Cyberpunk. Play it on PC if you can, but otherwise, it's fucking fantastic.
What do I have, Damiani? A 2080?
No, you have like a 2070, I think.
Yeah.
I thought you have a
Did you have a 3070?
3070.
You both have
I have 3080s.
Yeah, you got a 3070. I
Yeah.
think.
So yeah, ray tracing did not work when I tried Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
It did not work.
It's all right.
Major buckle.
Major buckle.
Prices are coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till next year. Next year will be like a good time. Good time. New CPUs,
Yeah.
good new CPUs.
What was that
coming out.
DLSS like? Does that make it easier for the game to run?
Yeah, it's like less
Right?
intense. Like it's
Yeah.
it's easier on the GPU and like
Yeah.
it's like good results. But like I
We
mean,
should try that maybe.
yeah. The new one I think is locked to the 4000, the 40
Yeah.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was the new crazy thing. I couldn't do it.
It's hardcore.
You have 2.0, but
Yeah.
like a game has to support it. You can't just turn it on. It has to actually be the same thing with like HDR. It's like,
Yeah.
God.
it's all game dependent.
Oh, quickly, dude. Also, Johnny Silverhand, man, the fucking
Oh yeah,
best.
The
I
goat.
heard about like
Johnny Silverhand, dude. I
best.
fucking love him.
even like improved how he looks and stuff. I saw like
Yeah, they
comparison
look
shots.
great.
Like
Everything looks
made him
crazy.
look
One
so
of
much
the
better. Yeah.
best characters.
It's good. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, I spent like 18 hours playing.
Okay,
this.
yeah, like how long?
Like 18 hours, and I haven't done everything yet. I think it's $3 if you got it. So
That's pretty
I'd
good.
say it's worth it. All right.
And 2.0 is free, right?
Yeah, that's a free update.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Sick.
about Mortal Kombat 1. Huber, your review just went out for this game.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to watch that, please check it out.
check it out.
You've played, you did the review. Don has played a little bit of the game, so we'll get some of Don's thoughts also. Why don't you start us off, though?
Mortal Kombat 1 is the 12th mainline game. Even though it's called
Wow.
Mortal Kombat 1. It is extremely good. It is extremely polished, high production values, great roster, great new mechanics. Overall, very, very pleased with this game. There's a handful of modes you can play. First up is story mode, obviously. Best in class, in my opinion. Just like visually, the production, the flow of it all is really nice. It's fun to like bounce around characters. It's really cool if you've been following Mortal Kombat for, an extended period of time because they remix a lot of the classic lore and formula with characters. So like we already know, one of the reveals early on was like Liu Kang and Raiden are swapped, So it's like Raiden is Earth's champion, but Liu Kang is the fire god, whereas, Raiden's usually the god of thunder and Liu Kang is Earth's champion. So little things like that are really cool when they pop up. It gets very multiversey, which I never like in my Mortal Kombat stories. Like I like when Mortal Kombat's grounded, and I feel like it hasn't been in so long. Like it just once you start throwing in armies and timelines, like we should have a timeline counter in this game for how many times they say timeline. I'm gonna guess like 75 times the word timeline is said. So just like it loses a little bit for me as it goes on, because again, I like when Mortal Kombat is grounded, which it's been a while. So, once like Quan Chi and fucking Shinnok showed up, like, get me out of here. Other than story mode, there is Invasions, which is so sick. This is the seasonal mode, brand new mode. It is top down like a board game style.
Okay.
So you just move like, you'll progress to like a different spot on the map.
Yeah.
There's stats, dude. You level up. You get items. You can like craft shit, dude. It's like full on RPG, dude. It's so fun. It takes place after the campaign too.
Oh, okay.
And it is seasonal, so who knows how this is going to carry on the narrative. Will it be meaningful. Who knows? You know, once you're throwing in multiverse, like it's not a spoiler, but the first season is like a different Scorpion has come and you must stop him, you know? So it's like, how many times are they just going to lean on that scenario? I don't know. But the mode is really, really fun because like fights will be different, have different modifiers, like fucking bats will fly in, like shooting fire at you, low gravity, like all these weird things. And you'll fight characters that aren't in the story mode or the roster that just show up here. And it's like, you level up and every single character has their own stats. So like you level up every character separately. Like once you have like an account level for invasions and then that'll level up everybody. And then you can like actually put your stat points into things based on who you choose. And then, dude, it gets even crazier. It's like Pokemon. Each freaking fighter has like like what's the word I'm looking for? Like status, like poison, fire, ice.
Oh yeah.
And then you have to match that up against some opponents because you'll do more damage, take less damage. So it encourages you to like swap out all your fighters. There's secrets in there. There's like hidden clues that have you like jumbled words that'll like tell you to do something as someone. Is really cool. So really into invasions.
So is it like a board game kind of thing?
It's presented like that. You're not rolling dice. You're not taking turns. It's single player. You just move on the map. There's different ways to go. You know, sometimes you'll come to a crossroad and there'll be like 4 different ways to go. But just really fun. And a great way to like level up, unlock. The leveling up is really, really good. I came around to it. There's no crypt, which really hurts. There's no crypt, but there's mastery levels for every character you use. So, honestly, Brad, it looks like a fucking battle pass.
Yeah.
So
I assume so, yeah.
Using a character and using a cameo character will level them up, and then that'll unlock more fatalities, more skins. So, like, cool progression there. And then the last mode is towers, and that's just your standard, like, arcade-style towers. Mm-hmm. When you finish a tower, you get a little cutscene. It's a cutscene though with like VO and like concept art, one of those type of cutscenes. You know, It's not like not a full on like story mode. Those are also epilogues to the campaign. So, a lot to do after the campaign, and then fighting.
Yeah.
Yes. So those are all the modes. The biggest thing are the cameo characters, which are so fun. Just the variety, dude. The variety, like, depending on who you pick and who the cameo is, like, there is so much flexibility for your builds, basically. And the cameo characters are not in the main roster, so it'll be like the old Scorpion, old Sub-Zero, Stryker is in there, Motaro, Cyrax, Sector, Jax, Kano, Sonya, like all these classic characters. They can do fatalities.
Yeah.
Cameo fatalities. Cool. But you'll have a little cooldown meter right below your health for the cameo meter. And one press will take away half of it. And it'll slowly recharge. You could do like a double tap, and that'll, for example, Goro is one. You do the double tap, and Goro will like swoop in and then like go up and then slam down on you.
Oh. His slam move.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So the cameos are really crazy. And then the other big thing is air combat, like air juggling.
Oh.
This has not been like a prominent feature in Mortal Kombat for a while. It is a thing now. It is way more pronounced. You can really juggle the hell out of enemies. And that leads into the enhance meter too, which I really like this enhance meter. So you have 3 bars. You can enhance any special.
Okay.
You can use all 3 to break a combo. All 3
Nice.
though. It's pricey. For a combo breaker. Yeah,
like
but it is a stiff cost. If you enhance some specials, it doesn't necessarily make it stronger, but it'll give it different properties. So like, so one of them is like, instead of knocking someone down, if you enhance it, it'll knock them up, set up an air combo. Shit like that.
Okay.
So knowing when to enhance.
Cool.
And yeah, I really love it. I finished the review. Usually I like delete a game when I'm done with the review. I'm
Keeping
just like,
it.
I'm like, dude, I am in for just like some random online matches here once in a while. The online has been really good. You were telling me on the way up, you can't skip, or you can't
like in Street Fighter, Damiani, when you're playing ranked or something like that, you can choose to fight them or not. Like if you're playing, if someone's Wi-Fi,
yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could like, nah. What I saw the game was like, no, that was not an option.
Yeah.
So Mortal Kombat doesn't
ranked.
have that.
But in regular, you can like
In regular, you can
choose,
do it, but not ranked.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think if you were a big fighting game person who takes that seriously, you might be upset about that.
That's
Maybe they'll
kind of
patch
a-
it in.
They should patch that in ASAP.
Yeah, I
that's
assume
kind of a
they'll. I
bummer.
feel like something
For
happened like that
ranked,
with 11.
For ranked, like, it's so weird to me that they
There
do
was
it.
something like this with 11, Brad.
Do they have crossplay?
I don't think so.
Okay, they should get that in too.
Yeah. But with that being said,
Yes.
played a lot of online matches and the stability was great. Dude, I didn't even see a hiccup. That is crazy to me for a launch fighting game. Like, I was very impressed with the online stability, all that. The matchups were good. I was fighting people at my skill level. Like, win one, lose one, win one, lose two. Like, close matches. So just overall, really good package. I feel like, though, it'll live and die with its support, obviously. We know 6 DLC characters are coming, but it's like, all right, will invasions, a lot is riding on how those seasons play out.
Yeah, that's like long-term play.
Yeah.
Besides matches.
And online ranked also is seasons, and those give you seasonal rewards, which is fun, Fortnite style. It's like, dude, you play this season, you get rewarded for it. A lot of cool costumes and stuff, so we'll see how the support goes. Usually they're really good.
Yeah.
You mentioned, like in the Invasion match, some of the matches they had like modifiers. Was that what I was seeing? Sony tweeted out about Mortal Kombat 1. Something, it was like Johnny Cage, like mansion mini game where like fireballs are going across the screen.
Yeah.
Is that like a modifier?
That was
fight,
an
or
Invasion
is
one.
Is that a mini game?
That's a little mini game in Invasion.
Okay.
Yeah. There's stuff like that.
Cool.
There's Test Your Might.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just really fun. Really, really fun.
Yeah. Don, you've played some of it. How are you feeling about the game so far?
I think Huber's evaluation was spot on. Definitely everybody check out his review. It is killer. It just went up. I love it. Yeah, first and foremost, immediately, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, it's 100% satisfying. It's great. The fighting is great.
So
Fatalities are great. The blood is good. The art is beautiful. So it just immediately is very satisfying, and it feels very familiar. You can just immediately jump in, and there's the little tweaks like Huber's bringing up with the enhanced bar and all this kind of stuff, but enough familiarity there that you immediately know what's going on, which was really nice. The awesome fun of experimenting with cameos, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Everything Huber said is spot on. And so it's a great game, worth the purchase. But I will say, so in the only thing in the negative category, I maybe did expect just a little bit more. It's an interesting thing. Mortal Kombat usually is a franchise that at least has a new edition very often within the first year or sometimes even sooner of a brand new piece of console hardware. It's always kind of a showpiece. And that one, wherever it is, of that version of Mortal Kombat is usually a little bit more sparse than the next 2 or 3 that follow it up. So this one is interesting because it comes kind of later in this cycle, but it's the first one technically, even though we did have the 11 upgrades, for the current gen. This is really the first brand new MK on this. So, and because it's a few years in, I think that's why maybe I just expected, I really thought, especially since they're paying such nice tribute to a lot of the characters that haven't gotten much attention from, especially the 3D trilogy, and they're bringing back a lot of things from 4 and just stuff we haven't seen a lot or hasn't been prominently featured. I was surprised that we didn't get other things like, I thought they were going to bring back little things like the multi-tiered, stages. You could uppercut and go to multiple levels. I thought they're going to bring back maybe some of the small mini games, kart racing or chess, some of those goofy games. They always included a few of those in each of the 3D trilogies. And so there's none of that stuff. And even within the stage itself, they kind of took away the interactive objects and things like that you could do within the stage, which whatever. It's really not ultimately that much of a bad thing. The game is very fun to play. It's just interesting that it's so, kind of bare bones in some sense, and the evasion mode is there and it's been satisfying so far.
Yeah.
But, and I think that will continue to pay off down the line.
I feel like the crypt, Don, really would tie it all together in a nice way.
That's the odd thing.
Because the crypt really always feels like this big investment, this long-term, overarching investment, and now it's kind of just like you have your story mode, you have your invasions, you have your your ranked and towers, and everything's kind of separate a little bit.
And it's the weird thing, Huber, is that they all the rewards and everything, and a lot of what you'd work for eventually to get to the crypt to unlock, it's like all that stuff is still in the game. They're still making you unlock this artwork and all this other stuff.
Dude, the unlocking just
and the thing is, that stuff all used to be stuffed in the crypt, so at least you had some sort of interactive interface to get through that stuff, which was sort of a game in itself.
And you were clearing it out. Yes. You were making progress within the crypt.
So a lot of that was satisfying. Yeah. And so it's odd that they chose to still include this kind of painful unlock system, but get rid of, there were criticisms of what the crypt had become and this and that, the pros and cons, but essentially it was a good thing for unlocking this like hundreds and hundreds of different things, so it's not there. And they simplified the way of doing that, but it's
basically
also,
like loot boxes now.
It's a little less, it's even less satisfying, honestly, in that sense. So that's a bummer. But what was the one? Oh, so the only other thing I'd like to bring up about the game is concerning the story. And it's interesting what Huber says about where the story goes. It's a little disheartening. I'm worried now because this is an interesting thing. I've already had this game now for a little bit. And yes, I've been busy like crazy, so I've only had a few blocks of time to play it. I have not had the desire, or have I chosen to spend my time going through the story yet, which is kind of shocking because I also agree that the story mode is a AAA masterpiece. It's been that way for the last few editions, certainly since NetherRealm took over. I even loved it in 9. The story mode's been satisfying. A lot of it for me personally, and I don't know if it's like that for other people though, I'm not saying it's going to be a bad thing, the story, but just because of the reboot, because of the reset, it's like part of that is nice because it simplified this super convoluted, layered, intense, like maybe too high of an entry point in terms of the mythology. It had gotten so thick over the years. Yeah. But at the same point, Huber, like, look, you didn't have to understand all that stuff to have all these, and to, I don't know, just mix up and reset everything in a way for me personally, at least at this point, until I go through the story. Maybe it'll change. I don't know based on what you're saying, but it devalued it a little bit. It just took away all this familiarity. It kind of just made it, I have this feeling of like, I want to do the story and I'm interested. But it's like almost in a way I kind of don't care at the same time because I'm like all this stuff that I just know for so long and believed in for so long and all this stuff, it's all just sort of has a new meaning, which is nice in a way, I guess. It's refreshing to a certain extent, but at the same time, it's not motivating me for some reason to discover what this new thing is that they've come with. And then Huber talking about it, well, maybe it is a little convoluted or just it gets so big and with these timeline situation and all that. I'm wondering if that was worth it. Ultimately, in the long run, what are they going to do next? Down the line from here, 2 or 3 sequels. Is it just going to build off of this then? And
I wonder.
And then it's going to be way, way, way more convoluted than just adding another layer on top of the toast that was already there. Who knows? I mean,
I still think you'll like some bits, dude. It's definitely worth it.
I think I'm going to love most of it, honestly, when I go through. I mean,
you're going to love it.
Yeah, I'm going to love it. So, but it's just an interesting thing that they did resetting that, such a long running thing, So,
totally.
And what the effect will be ultimately should be interesting. But the game is sick as hell. I love it.
Yeah. How's the roster? Do you feel good about it?
Solid roster. Really solid roster, actually. Obviously, you could always use more, The DLC fighters, though, don't really get me as hyped as in the past. I mean, pretty unfair advantage, dude. You're dealing with, like, even Injustice, like, freaking Turtles and freaking, like, Terminator and it's Xenomorphs and Jason Voorhees. That's
RoboCop.
Like Robo is like top tier. Now though it's like Homelander from The Boys, and
Peacemaker.
They
got Ermac.
They got Ermac and they got Quan Chi, which is nice. Some vets in there though. That's essential.
Yeah. But sure, I understand that.
Yeah. But overall, I like the roster.
Yeah, one interesting thing I think to note about
because there's a lot of old characters that have not been playable in a very long time. Dude, shout out to Li Mei.
Yeah, that's the big
She's
celebration.
so fun.
Li Mei is awesome, and she was awesome in the trilogy. Please, some people go back to the 3D trilogy that was looked over. A lot of good was in there. I'm telling you, they were great. The 3D trilogy, but regarding the roster, real quick, I think it's great. Yeah, it's a celebration of like, wow, all these characters that sort of brought back or never really had a big spotlight in the first place, and this kind of thing. But it's funny, it just didn't even occur to me, and I'm thinking, isn't it interesting that there is no new original character at all, right? And I don't know if there is plans for that in the DLC, but is that, I haven't looked. I think that might be the first time that's ever happened.
There's no new character?
Yeah, and that's something that sort of I overlooked for a second, and then suddenly it hit me, and I was like, wow, that's kind of a surprise, you know? So, but it is a nice roster, and the ones they've brought back, I love what they've done so far. Especially Tanya, having a lot of fun with her.
Yeah. So fun. Dude, her like air kick glide thing swinging. Yeah.
She's
and
fun.
I really like what they did to Liu Kang's flying kick.
Oh, it's sort of spinning.
It's so sick. You cannot just spam the flying kick.
Yeah.
He shoots like a flaming dragon, and if the dragon connects, then he flying kicks to the spot. So it's like a slower moving dragon. Yeah. So it's like you can't just be like, wah, 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 wah.
The days are over. No, I missed that. That was so fun to troll. Is there like a guest character you want to see? Like maybe not like just you talked about like classic characters, but like third party character, like guests, like that.
I always want someone from another fighting game.
Okay.
So I'd love like a Street Fighter character or a Tekken character or a Super Smash Brothers character.
With a game with fatalities, it might be tough.
Exactly.
You'd have to bring back the heroic brutalities.
It's just like, dude.
I could see Kratos. They had Kratos in 9, right?
Oh, that'd be so sick.
I think
Kratos was on.
He was in Soul Calibur, I know, but I think he was in a Mortal Kombat
Was he
game.
on the No, that was which was the PSP
yeah,
one? Kratos
was in 9, I believe, wasn't it? Yeah,
and Soul Calibur PSP.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Hot Shots Golf.
I think definitely 9. I was going to say for a character I'm going to shout out, but also maybe predict. I don't know if it's a big enough franchise, but I'm going to predict it because it's also owned by WB, which owns NetherRealm. And I just saw it the other night in theaters. I said this the other day. None. The Nun.
Dude, I don't
know.
Idea.
They bring these horror characters into the franchise.
Idea.
They've done it many times before. If anyone's seen The Nun 2, the second half of this movie, she's basically a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be a stretch. It wouldn't be a stretch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that can happen, but I would love to see the Nun show up as a
That'd
DLC.
be awesome.
All right.
Dude. Valak.
Yeah. Sure, why the hell not?
I'm surprised we're getting, 6 DLC characters and 3 of them are superheroes. Like, stop.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
James Davey wrote in, do you feel Mortal Kombat is due for some kind of reinvention? I feel visually and aesthetically it's retained the same aura for many years and it deserves to be freshened up and renovated like Street Fighter 6 was.
I don't know, dude. I think it's working still. I'm not fatigued yet. You know what would really alleviate all of this is Shaolin monks. I'm not kidding. It's not a troll. You come out with Mortal Kombat Shaolin monks, completely different vibe, and it refreshes the brand, dude. Your next game is not Mortal Kombat 2 or 12 or whatever the hell. It's Shaolin monks. Then you get people hungry for another mainline Mortal Kombat game again. And, bring it back. Mr. Boone, we're begging you out here, man. Come on. What do you think, Damiani?
I think you should call the next one Mortal Kombat 0.
Yeah, I could see it happening.
I don't know what it'd be about. I don't know. Like a reinvention. Isn't this the second time in a decade they've tried to redo the first story?
Well, I think more so visually they're talking about.
Nah. I guess where do you go visually? It's always been very hyper realistic.
Yeah.
Do you go for something more stylized then?
That's what they're asking.
It's intense. That's a choice. That's a risk.
You can go in anime with that anime stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Because they like their super hyper aggressive violence and gore.
Bone cracking.
They do new mocap where it's realistic looking people but modern realistic looking
yeah, old games.
new tech for that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
I guess I need like some ideas for that because I feel like Mortal Kombat always is going for like
Hyper
visual-
realistic.
yeah, because of its nature. I mean, do they go like to 3D fighter or something maybe? Like
with MK4, dude, up and down. Oh my god, I remember
like
that.
arenas and stuff. Like you do like hazards in the arena. So like I know we already have like stage fatality. There's a lack of stage fatalities in this one, right? Don, weren't you saying that they're
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
No stage fatalities.
Dude, why?
No pit.
And the,
No
the
pit?
trilogy, that's the thing that's so
I haven't seen the
crazy
pit in a
about it.
long time.
Yeah, the
What?
pit
No,
not
what?
being there is bizarre.
What?
Also, that's another missing
Why?
in action that you say,
Yeah.
wait a second, that's an absolute pillar.
That's some DLC, dude.
It
with
has to
with
be.
the characters, there will probably be new stages as
Listen,
well.
I
Okay.
hope so. I don't know. They
Yeah.
haven't done stages in the past, which is weird for
True.
DLC. It's
With the
hard.
Mortal Kombat game, you need Sub-Zero. Okay?
You need the
Yeah.
pit.
And you need the fucking pit.
Scorpion
You
and
need
the
the
and
pit.
Scorpion.
100%. The pit not being there is actually not a good thing.
Don, I got
need
high
pit.
hopes. I got high hopes because the Aftermath DLC was comprehensive.
Yeah.
It was meaty.
Good.
I feel like now if they do an Aftermath style thing with this game, it'll be even bigger. And
Yeah.
they could like potentially even shake things up like mechanics wise.
Yeah,
Add
they
some
probably-
stage
they probably will.
fatalities.
They probably will.
Yeah.
More timelines.
More
Yeah,
timelines.
More timelines. All right, cool. Now it's time for Sort It Out!
Sort it out.
The segment we just talk about something in the game industry that needs sorting out we're not too pleased with, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta do a little better there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hubert, do you have one?
I don't think so.
No, not this
I
time?
deleted Witcher 3. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out. That's it.
Yeah.
Playthrough botched. Playthrough fully botched. Ruined it. You ruined it for me, CD Projekt.
Fucked it up.
You legitimately ruined it for me. How does that make you feel?
Let us know.
Makes me feel terrible. One of the best games ever, and it's just
Let us
it's,
know how it makes
it's
you
just
feel.
botched, dude. It's completely botched.
Oh,
It's
man,
crazy.
That's funny.
It's crazy that like this is just they haven't even really acknowledged this. Like there was a patch note one time that said it was fixed, and everyone was like, "It's not though."
Oh.
And it's just like, what are you doing? Working on Phantom Liberty, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they're working on.
Yeah.
Damiani, what about you?
Well, how much you said you liked Phantom Liberty and its price tag. We'll be talking about Separate Ways and its price tag. Like, it's so hard to look at all these expensive cosmetic DLC things that cost like 10, 15,
Yeah.
20, 30 bucks or more when you're getting like so much value, like almost 20 hours out of a 30, you know, and that's not even fully exploring everything. Many hours out of like Separate Ways. It's like, dude, credible values here for
Incredible
this
value.
stuff. And then like, or you get like a mount for like 30 bucks. Like,
Jeez.
nope. You gotta,
What's-
yeah, or the Turtles costumes
I
in Street
know.
Fighter. Too.
I didn't even get those. What's a little less than a sorted out? A little less. I don't want to maybe
A little less than sorted out.
a little less than a sorted out.
Keep an eye on that.
Yeah, like Last of Us Day is rapidly approaching, and Naughty Dog has already said no new information about any games. What's going on with factions, you know? What's going on there? I'm getting a little concerned now.
Yeah, now? I thought you were concerned. I've been concerned.
I'm getting actually legitimately concerned now.
Okay.
Yeah. And when Bungie saw it and they were like, no.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, like, what's going on there, man?
Yeah,
Keep an eye on
once-
that.
yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
Gotcha.
You don't really need to
Yeah.
sort it out because you're doing good, Naughty Dog. Everything's fine. But what's up with that?
We got our eye on you, though.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What's going on?
Where is that? But I am glad
Keep it
that
up.
they said no new announcements because Last of Us Days in the past they have not said that, and we all put our clown masks on and we're ready. Mm-hmm. And there's just no, it's like backpacks, sweatshirts, like merch. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
thanks for letting us know.
My sort out's Embracer Group. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Sort that shit out,
good
dude.
lord.
Good lord. Fucking up. All right, we got one from Screaming Argonaut. Games whose official titles are exactly the same as an earlier game in the series. It's confusing and annoying, especially if you maintain a spreadsheet that uses official titles. Just add the word remake or remaster to that title if that's what it is. It's what we're going to call it anyway. This year alone, we had Resident Evil 4, Layers of Fear, Lords of the
That's
Fallen,
a little
Forza
different.
Motorsport, Mortal Kombat 1, and Modern Warfare 2. What are you even doing? Yes, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered starring Lara Croft is a very, very dumb title, but at least we'll always know which release it is. Love, respect, streaming Argonaut.
Wait, I'm confused because a lot of those were new games.
That's what they're saying. This year alone. Well, Resident Evil 4 remake, Layers of Fear is a new game.
Yeah.
But that was the original title, though, wasn't it? Layers of Fear, the original one. Now there's a new
Layer
one.
of Fear. Did they change? Was it Layer of
It
Fear?
was Layers of Fears, I think, originally.
Layers of Fears. That was it. The extra S on Fears.
So this is what they're saying. We
Yeah.
already have a problem. Lords of the Fallen. Was it Lord of the Fallen before or Lords of the Fallen?
I feel like it was Lord. 100%. It was Lord.
Forza Motorsport. Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah. They even asked Ed Boon
Modern
about
Warfare
Mortal Kombat
2.
1.
Yeah.
What are you even doing? So it's like, I understand
Yeah.
what they're saying.
I
now.
get it. Okay.
Like, why isn't Resident Evil 4
Sorry, I
called
got
Resident
that.
Evil 4 Remake?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 and 3 aren't. Yeah.
Probably because sales, I don't know. Like a lot of people,
You think it deters
a
people?
lot of people have legitimately just played Remake 2 and 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 and just haven't even worried about anything else. Like it's a whole different reality
It is.
for them,
Yeah.
It's just... So I think it helps sales, It
Sure.
comes out, it's just Resident
Yeah,
Evil
it's
4.
definitely a
Boom.
decision behind it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Crunching the numbers.
Yeah,
Nothing sells like the title Modern Warfare.
that's true.
You want money? You want bags of cash? You
Put that
call
on
your
there.
game Modern Warfare.
Put that on, yeah.
Good lord.
Son of Sparta wrote in, "What's up, Sega? Why are you releasing Yakuza 8 and Persona 3 Reload a week apart from each other?
Yeah.
what you
Releasing
doing?
two of your big games so close to each other is bad in general. But the fact that these are both long-term based JRPGs set in contemporary settings makes this decision even more confusing. Sort it out, Sega. Stop kneecapping your own games. Yakuza 8, January 25th. Persona 3 Reload, February 2nd. Whoa.
Yeah.
They love their January for Yakuza.
Yeah, but you have a game come out November.
Yeah.
November, December, January. We're already back.
Yeah. I think
That's a lot, man.
Persona 3 portable re-release was in December of 2022.
Yeah.
Which bled over into January, but yeah, I mean, even if you're trying to say keep them in the fiscal year ending by end of March, like one could have gone in January, one could have gone in March.
This is a Square Enix move, Damiani, right here.
Yeah, I actually think Rebirth is coming out at the end of February, so that's like also going to bleed into March.
Yep.
So
Do you bleed?
yeah, I don't know. Like the only thing they could do is either try and move up Yakuza to like a Dragon to like the beginning of January and give it more of a spacing thing. Because I do think like Reload's at a good time. Like the beginning of the month is like enough time for people to play through like that game and like get ready for Rebirth if you're like an RPG person and move. But like you got to give people time to play like a Dragon because they're also like I think there's gonna be a lot of crossover there. As you said.
Yeah, my question is, why is Like a Dragon 8 coming out so fast? Why isn't that coming out later when you have The Man with No Name coming out in November?
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Multiverse, bro. Full Disney.
Maybe-
They've gone
I mean,
full Disney.
It has to be something with like their reporting, like they need them all in the fiscal year because of something.
It's just like, bro, I'm not going to
But
play Like a Dragon 8
event-
probably for a while unless I have to for work.
But our logic's like, yeah, what the hell are you doing? Like, put this, like, you have you have plenty of time. Like,
Yeah.
move it out of Q1, man. Like, Q1's crowded. Like, take April. Like, April's like, only like a game or two there right now. Like, why don't you move it to April?
And like, to be fair, I'm going to be playing Grand Blue Fantasy over all these other ones first, just because it's new.
Really?
Yeah. Over Persona 3 Reload, yeah. I'm very excited. But I've played through Persona 3 before, and I know it's going to be excellent.
That's true. I'm very curious to see what they changed.
So I'm not worried about getting spoiled or anything.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Well, maybe, but like whatever. Dude.
Relink. The thing with Relink is I just want to see how this journey ends. This game's been in development forever. Started with like Platinum Games involvement. They haven't been involved in a while. The combat system has definitely changed after their involvement stopped. Like it doesn't look as promising as it did before. Like it's definitely gotten like more MMO-y style.
I'm into that though, like party members. And stuff,
like it looks intriguing. I just want to see like how it finishes up. I think it's like a heck of a story. Like, and
I'm the most interested in that.
Yeah.
I will think. I'm gonna say probably Persona 3 will be the best one, but I'm more interested.
I had just been following
Blue.
the Relink like journey for like a while, and it's like from the day one, like visually, it was very. For me, it was like. It turned my head like when I first saw Valkyria Chronicles. Like, yo, I'm really digging these visuals and like what's going on in this, and like I'm sold. Let's go.
You got caught in the platinum bait.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even know it was platinum at the time until like at the end. I'm like, oh, they're involved. Cool. But like it was like platinum didn't do like the visuals. I'm pretty sure. So it's like
Probably
yeah.
John Wojciechowski wrote in, sorted out. I feel like we're beating a dead horse of Square Enix's poor marketing. But they should have dropped the Star Ocean 2 demo on the same day as a Nintendo Direct and State of Play, except they didn't feel the need to get that mentioned in either of the shows.
Yeah.
Shadow Drops work a lot better if people know about them. I'm hoping this game meets whatever insane expectations they have over there. Yeah.
I don't know if they have insane expectations for Star Ocean.
I didn't even know there was a demo.
I did. It's just it's a time limit. You only get like.
Oh, is it like 3 hours
After
or
a certain
something?
time, you're locked out from it, and I was
Okay.
like, nah, I'd rather. I mean, progress carries over, and there's like a level cap. After you get a certain level, you can't even like character prog anymore. So I'm like, I'm just gonna like wait for the game. Like, I'm good. But yeah, that seemed. I mean, I don't know. Like, not putting it in either of those seems like a pretty big miss, especially like the Nintendo Direct. It's like you couldn't get it in that. Like that seems. Like you could have squeezed in like, that. But also like there's just like no good time for that demo right now. It's like I don't know, maybe they just thought that like like there's just so much coming out, like it was not gonna like really help it too much. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, it's time for Keep It Up, the exact opposite. Something we're pleased with in gaming right now. Michael, do you have one? Michael Huber.
I got nothing.
Got nothing? Not pleased with anything?
No. I'm pleased. Keep it up. DLC. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Really fucking good year for DLC. I'm sure Phantom Liberty's sick. Separate Ways is sick. We're about to talk about it. Haven't even gotten to Burning Shores. I know I'm missing some. It's just a good year for DLC. Keep it up. And, I just love replaying games, but I love just like the DLC callback, pulling you back to a game. I love that feeling. It's so nice. Just being able to boot up Remake 4 again, realizing why
it was nice.
It is a GOTY contender.
Yeah.
Just excellent.
Damiani.
I was like, give it up to the TGS. Like,
Yeah, TGS seemed pretty good this year,
pretty
actually.
good stuff. I know in years past it's been a little bit hit or miss, but like not as many like big stuff. But actually, bringing some of those like really cool trailers to show off, some like cool stage presentations, and then like very shocked that like of all the stuff we got, like a new trailer earlier this month, your preview event, like getting a 30-minute gameplay demonstration of like Rebirth and like
stuff I didn't play.
That you didn't even play in the
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? Like they really. We were talking about it ahead of the reactions, like the start. We're like, just be prepared. They might like really like show me snippets and like drop a few new nuggets of information, and it's like 30 minutes of gameplay. Like, oh, here we go, and like maybe it's just gonna be what Brad saw already, and like with some description. Like, Brad's like, I didn't see this part. I'm like, oh, okay, and
Awesome.
Here we go.
Yeah. Keep it up, Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
Yeah.
Very excited about that game.
Masterworks all. Can't go wrong. Sifu Arenas, that was another DLC.
Oh, okay.
Turtles
There you go.
DLC,
Turtles
dude.
DLC.
Shredder DLC this year has been killing it.
Was this? Oh no, the Cuphead DLC was last year, but that was good. John wrote in again. The last guy, he had to keep it up also. Keep it up, Square Enix devs, though, because I really liked that demo, and FF7 Rebirth is looking good. Also, Square Enix just hired Chad Consamello, for the marketing team of FF7 Rebirth. He was the host of one of Destructoid's best podcasts way back in the day.
Oh, nice.
Retro Force Go. Hopefully he can turn things around over there. I actually met him briefly over there. He was very nice.
Nice.
D-Up Gaming wrote in. This is kind of a long one, but I allowed it. For a few years, NBA 2K would release a demo they called the Draft Combined. Just a month ahead of the release of their yearly entries. In those demos, players could spend as much time as they liked creating and customizing their own defaults, or defaultes. Playing in full basketball game with and starring at their created characters for a full month, hyping themselves up, or if they were streamers, hyping up the game for Take-Two/2K. I've always found this idea to be genius. When I get your game on launch day, I want to play the game. I can't remember how many times I just half-assed character creation to get to the actual game before regretting the stupid hair choice. A demo that creates/transfers created characters not only drives up hype for the potential players, but gets the game a head start on streaming platforms prior to release, which could lead to more potential buyers.
Saints Row did that.
NBA 2K has since moved off this great marketing strategy in the last few seasons, but thankfully some other devs have been doing something similar. Saints Row had their boss factory, which you could create and share your ridiculous creations. There was zero gameplay, but it still served its purpose as marketing material. Then we got the demo for Street Fighter 6, which you get to create your own monstrosity. You always get to go further attached by playing a chapter of the World Tour mode. And now the Capcom has shown me that they understand how to do this. I'd love to see similar things happen with Monster Hunter demos moving forward. I honestly believe that most games with character creation needs to have demos to save/transfer your character or create a character. And if the way that NBA 2K and SF6 did it, is it too much work and really costly? At least to release a character creator similar to Saints Row did. Keep it up, Capcom, and Street Fighter 6 Deep Silver with Saints Row. Bring it back, 2K, and sort it out the rest of y'all. Thanks for reading this. Just a character creator, I guess. I think that's a pretty cool idea for some games.
Definitely.
Like Baldur's Gate. I mean, they had early access, so it didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So you could do that. But I could see some games doing that as a marketing thing.
Totally.
Trying to think like what could be like Dragon's Dogma 2. Maybe you could do that for.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Just in Monster Hunter. Yeah, sure.
Dragon's Dogma is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like just maybe move around like in a training area or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, this one is from Big E. Keep it up, Capcom, for the RE Engine's booty physics. I guess body physics in general, from Zangief to Ada Wong, Capcom is nailing it. We had a comment from Sagemo Q below that, responding to them. You could see Ada six-packs through her dress. They know what they're doing. Yeah, they do. All right, we got some shout-outs. As always, some of our most generous patrons over on patreon.com/easyallies. Hop on over there if you'd like to support us. This month, we got Jabbawabs, Elthanas, Greg TheDarkKnight Kettering, and Garrett Hulfish. Shout out. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. All right, Michael Damiani, you've been silent for a little while.
Have I?
About games that we're playing. You haven't had your games yet, but now it's your turn to talk about what you've been playing.
All right.
We're starting off with Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways, which I have also played through.
Nice.
Huber has not finished it yet.
Can you tell us what chapter you're on?
6.
Okay, you're very close.
Yeah.
You're very close.
Yeah.
Great. Did you just start it or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't talk about anything.
I was up till like 4:30. It's like I gotta go to bed.
No worries. All right, so the village and the castle we could talk about.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Yes, Separate Ways.
So good.
A reimagining of the added-on content to OG Resident Evil 4. One of the two ones. There was
Separate Ways and Assignment Ada.
Assignment Ada. It was like Project Ada. I was like, that's not what it was called. The original ones, both versions of the Ada add-on content, in my opinion, for the OG weren't really like
They're not very good.
exceptional. They
Yeah,
were
they're
like
not very good.
okay, nice little fun bonuses, but nothing like
I
special.
like the original Separate Ways.
I enjoyed
I played
playing
through it earlier this year, and I was like,
It's fine.
Yeah,
Eh.
compared to the main game, it's like it's
Yeah, it's
fine.
I
way-
just like those characters.
Yeah,
I like being
it's
Ada
nice having
Wong.
more of that.
Ada Wong is like almost
but
older
now
than I
it's
am.
like completely irrelevant now
Yeah.
with this one.
Totally.
This is
That's how I feel about
this,
the original.
this is
Resident
this was a journey. This was definitely a journey for me, and I've played through it now. Like I think I've done 5 complete playthroughs of it. I got all the trophies.
5?
I got all the trophies and I got all the challenges completed.
Oh.
So it's 100% done. Unlocked all the bonus contents. I have all the outfits. I got like the chicken. You get everything's back basically from like the main game.
Did you get S++ on all the mercenaries?
I did not do any mercenaries content yet.
You saw what you get, right?
Because I was like, wait a second, why are there models still like locked in my like? I was on stream like, chat, what the hell is this a glitch? Like, I have no more CP and I've done all the challenges. And they're like, did you play the new Mercenaries? Like, holy shit, I forgot they added Mercenaries update. And I saw they added the dock. So I was like, yeah.
You saw what skin they added though, right?
Oh yeah, that was leaked. So I knew all the 8 characters.
Yeah.
Remember, we said it before. So it's like
RPD.
Yeah,
the RPD Leon outfit
like
is so
RPD Leon.
sick.
Yeah, I was like,
That is such a cool reward, dude.
They have so for like Ada, they have 2 for the separate ways. You get 2 other costumes for her. They have a reimagining of the dress from
yeah.
OG RE4.
Love it.
And then they have her our remake 2 outfit.
Nice.
So you can wear either of those. Luis has an alt outfit that looks kind of similar to his OG RE4. And then they got a suit for your boy Wesker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Classic.
I was like, this is pretty nice.
An all black suit.
But
gloves and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the turtleneck.
Hell yeah.
The actual DLC, like the campaign for Separate Ways. It like, as I said, I had to play through it multiple times. Like, now that how many times I played through it, like I think it is exceptional now. I have very, very minor criticisms about it, but this is for $10. This is what
like the best possible.
This
DLC.
is the way both our OG RE4 and this game, and the fact that like you play through them and they compelling me to play through them over and over again, like that is like the highest compliment I can give to a game. And I actually prefer games that go for a more modest length but are designed to be replayed, and I absolutely freaking love that. Yep. And I did start on standard because I had a discussion with my chat, Huber, and I want to tell you this again. I want to remind you.
Hardcore is actually like easier than the main game. I feel like.
So I'm a person in this type of game. I want to have I want to learn. My first playthrough, I'm learning through the game. I want the difficulty to come I want to when I know how to play through the game. I want you now challenge me. Like I actually know what to do, but can you still make it challenging? And that's like what professional is on OG and on this one. I think professional on this one's a little bit easier than the main game. Like the main game's professional was an ordeal, but so satisfying because dude, I know this game inside out now, but good God, this is so hard. They put you in situations dude.
Dude, that one part when
in the OG, the 2 Ganadors, whatever, the Claw, the Wolverine dude, their cage, the helmet, you're in that room with the infinite spawns, dude, and they're just on the prowl, and there's and then they're like menaces.
The one where the gate closes and there's sharpshooters, the arrows and shit.
Yeah,
that part was tough.
This is I love being put in situations, and I love how on their difficulties they change. More mobs will show up, enemies will show up, and they might place a harder enemy there. It's really good. I like that design. So very satisfying and reminded me how much I love this game.
10 out of 10.
And so the OG Resident Evil 4, we saw a lot of reimagining here. They brought back a lot of familiar places and then added some new spots. But for a lot of the familiar places, it wasn't always just going through it as you did before. Some of them you were going in reverse. They were playing with your expectations. So in Separate Ways, they have you going through the remake zones in some cases, but now in reverse of that.
Yeah,
so it's wait, I'm going different. You're going down different paths. So I get to see it from this direction. This is so sick. And then adding on those extra areas that you didn't get to kind of visit before in some of those environments. That's what was up there, or that's what was down there. You already did it Black Robe. Going above the lava pit area where the El Gigantes were.
Great fight.
It's you're above them. Wait, and we're oh man, there's so much cool stuff here, and there's some cool stuff you're gonna get to still. And it was just really good to see these environments presented in a new way. The opening.
Grappling hook sick as fuck.
Yeah, grappling hook is really fun. Like the prompts come out, I had like no problem with it. Like it worked very smoothly, and how it changes up Ada's gameplay.
Yeah.
Like you have a ranged melee attack now. You can grapple to a stunned enemy and like kick them.
Yeah,
and when you
rules.
grapple across platforms, the enemy there, she will do like a flip.
I love that one.
Yeah, and like take them down, and it's like really nice. And there's a charm you can get that the shield enemies you can rip their shield like Batman. I was like, dude, it's just literally they took Batman and rip it off, and it's like really fun to have that. And just like the start, like you start in a boss fight, you like walk through the dungeon for a few seconds, and then you just fight Verdugo or Black Robe, they call him. Like the where was the missing one? They count.
Dude.
This DLC, everything you were like, where was this in OG RE4?
Separate
It's like
ways. Check
it's
the tape.
in separate ways.
Yeah.
There's almost virtually nothing now that's like was cut. I mean, there's still
There's some stuff.
tiny things.
There was one thing I was like, I was hoping it was
there's
gonna be in there.
one thing that's not in there. I think we're thinking about the same thing, but for the most part, everything's in there. And you were talking about like stealth earlier, so we were talking about another stealth thing.
Yeah.
It was in OG the base game, but like that opening area of going like there's like even a challenge to not alert anybody, so you don't have to deal with the
So
catapults. Going through stealth,
I stealthed
complete
the hell out of
stealth,
that. Yeah,
like
so
that was
fun. Down.
and I felt like this. I want to do this where possible. Like I won't want to alert people because
Dude, I'm
the
RPing
mentality
so
of saving
hard.
ammo and stuff.
I'm RPing is so hard as Ada that I like
Yeah.
only use pistol and TMP because it just feels like Ada with a sniper rifle feels weird and like dude, I don't know. Like when it's on your back, I always want it to be like the TMP.
Yeah, I think I like missed the sniper rifle the first time, the default one. I got the Stingray later, but like the OG one, and like on the second
you get
playthrough,
it really early.
I went to the spot, and I think I went there originally and it wasn't there or something, or I just didn't accidentally grab it or something. But yeah, that's right.
Duke
Like
Nukem shotgun, dude, the stubby.
I really liked how they played with her, like her movement skills and how they played with the environments. The music, dude, they brought back OG music and remixed it.
I heard that.
And then like they had like the spy theme too. Like it was.
I have one
really well done.
criticism.
Oh yeah, we can get in criticism.
Just one.
Yeah.
Could go for like a little more banter between the merchant and Ada, dude. Just give me like a little taste, dude.
They did add some new lines.
I know. They do. With a lot of remix lines, and like she doesn't really respond that much. Like the opening cutscene, rolls up.
Oh yeah.
They have that, but then like other encounters, dude. Just give me.
Well, isn't it the same thing with Leon?
Yeah. But I was like,
He wants his
dude,
more
Ada
merchant
coming up to
talk,
the
yeah.
merchant, like this is an interesting meetup
What did
right
she say,
here.
like, interesting place for a shop.
Yeah.
Stranger, she says back to him.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, just a little more, dude, because fucking Village, like, teases
I get
shit.
it. I
It's
get
like,
it. Yeah, like with the Duke, you had to have way more like backstory there.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, this is
a little
this
bit
is
of a
the
missed
chance.
opportunity.
This is the time.
So there's like
That's like Resident Evil lore
Yeah.
summed up. That was the chance. You're teasing it, dude.
Yeah.
You're missing it.
I mean, I liked how the story filled in some like extra gaps. It gave like more like story to Ada, gave more context to Luis. Like every time she like spots Leon, you see like you found out like who rang the bell. It's
Yeah,
like,
that was good.
dude, this is like it like all like they clearly planned for this, and like they probably just it feels like they just because how fast this came out, they probably just didn't have time to implement this.
just like having like if Luis is like radioing
Yes.
Leon and you're standing there, it like colors that encounter differently if you go back probably and play the main game. It's cool.
Also, so many like fun nods when in the the village chief's house. When you open like the oven and the chicken flies out, she goes,
yeah.
"Fly, my pretty little like Wizard of Oz nod."
Oh, dude,
She said
the taxidermy one. Did
Yeah,
you see that?
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, there's
good
another one you haven't gotten
one.
to yet that like is like it's a reference there. The finding Luis's code on the back of a cigarette pack, like back of the box. I was like, is that a like Metal Gear nod? Like, it was like the code
dude.
that was almost kind of close. It was just like really fun to play. It had like the boss fights I thought were like pretty good.
Yeah,
like
good.
different play, like the black robes, aka Verdugo.
It's pretty hardcore when he took me out there in phase 2 and had to go all the way back to phase 1. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, there were some like
I remember because I was laying down and then I died at that and went all the way back and then I sat up. I was like, all right, sitting up for this.
I will say here are my 3 small criticisms. One, especially during It Part 1. You've already
It chapter part 1? It the movie?
No, the name of the boss. You literally just talked about.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I was like, wait, why are we talking about it right now?
The circle prompt for evade felt a little wonky, and
I agree.
and so here's the example.
I agree.
And chat helped me like figure out what it specifically was the issue. When you're not like in a neutral state, if you're moving or aiming, you can't just hit it and get out of it. And even when I was like sometimes just mashing it and it wouldn't always go off.
Happened to me too.
And people were saying like there's definitely some like coded in like input like latency issues. It's not like your monitor or TV. They need to maybe do a patch. I only had a problem with that one fight, but there are people like on my playthrough, my chat, people are like, oh, every boss fight has this problem. Like I only really had it with that, but I definitely felt it during that fight. So like I believe it's legit that like maybe that evade prompt. Also, there's like a weird line of sight problem, like the knife prompt for like Ganados on the ground. If you're like not looking directly at them, or if you like walk too far over them, the prompt vanishes, and it's like just keep it on there, man. So it was in the main game too, and it's still here. So those are like prompt issues, like small prompt issues I can clean up with a patch. 2, there's a part that I can't say because you have not done it yet, but there's a mechanic that you're introduced to that Ada has. That's part of like her Batman mode, basically.
Nice. Yeah, I like her eyeball.
And it feels like it's always brought up contextually, like appropriately, like a footprint. You'll see the footprint,
Yeah, I saw that.
and you'll do it. There's something later on that there's like no contextual clue. And I was like wandering around, like, what do I do here? What do I do here?
Sweet.
And it's
good puzzles, yeah.
It's not a puzzle.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually the prompt doesn't come up unless you wait long enough for something. I'm like, yo, can you like just fix that? Like people, like I wasn't the only one. They're like other streamers are like getting stuck at this part for too long, and like it shouldn't be. It's not even a puzzle. It's something it is supposed to happen. So bring up that contextual clue, maybe a little bit in advance or something. And then 3. Your quality team who does like checks for everything, checks and balances, you need to put a merchant after a certain thing near the end before the final sequence, because it is impossible to finish this game with knife only. And I'll say this, Huber, I saved my RPG for a certain thing, Huber.
Nice.
And I was like, under my knowledge of the remake and separate ways, I'm like, this is the end. I'm gonna fight this boss and it should be over. And then I did that, and then when I got into the next sequence, I'm like, oh, I can do this. I got a knife only. I'm fine. I'm still good. We can do this. Right there. There's a part where you're forced. You need to shoot something. You have to shoot something. If you don't have it, it is a fail state. You must reload. And if like you didn't save at the beginning of the chapter, your autosave will load you back into that section, not before it. So if you don't have a manual save close to that, you got to go back.
Damn.
So luckily I had one at the beginning of the chapter.
Oh my God.
But like just put there's no reason to not have the merchant. Just like there's like a little bit of like a walking part, and then there's the final sequence. I'm trying not to be specific. Just put the merchant there and be like, or just put the storage. Just put a typewriter there so I can like get something out of it, for crying out loud. Because like it's just checks and balances, man. Like make sure your player can't get stuck, man. Totally. This isn't old school RE where it's like, whoops,
Code Veronica, dude. No ammo.
No, that should not be happening. Now on every other playthrough, like it's that final stretch is I like it. I actually enjoy it. It's fun. It just was a problem on my first playthrough. Just ran into that unfortunate situation. I'm like, man, I got to go all the way back and redo all this. That's kind of a bummer.
Damn.
But hey, it's like not everyone will have that issue. And as I said, great sequence. And overall, really good. Like I just, man, like the surprises they do, like the in the village, like when it's like, you know, raining and stuff, like they do the chase thing, like Mendez chasing you.
Love that shit.
Like you have like the tripwire, it doesn't even slow him, like it's just fun. Like he's just like on you, it's just like nothing slows it. He's just on you. Like, dude, what the hell? The double chainsaw fight in like the like little factory part right after that. It's like close quarters with like the sister and the dude coming after
everyone,
you.
Dude.
It's
all
like
clear, all kill run.
Oh my god! Like,
Gotta have an all kill run.
Like just having like all these situations where they play with your expectations and like throw something. It feels like it's familiar but still throwing things new at you.
Totally.
I don't know. Like
I also really like Wesker's voice acting this time around, dude.
He had some menacing lines, dude.
Dude.
Oh my god, like his
Complete
talking to Ada.
local saturation, dude.
Like literally pause and like they did for Huber. It's Huber bait right there.
Yeah.
What about you, Brad? Like, how do you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. I beat it in like 2 sittings. You know, I think my in-game clock was like 5 hours, like
Pretty meaty.
or low 4 or very high 4s. But like, yeah, it was great. It was really cool to see different perspectives of like the village and the castle you go through that you couldn't go through as Leon, and just getting different vantage points. I did like her toolkit. I liked the crossbow. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that was
The
really
TMP,
nice.
of course, fun. I liked her knife a lot
TMP
too.
hype, dude.
Cool bosses. I did like the black robe thing, the fucking
So cool.
Genjutsu Itachi stuff going on.
So sick.
Yeah, like having to figure out which is the real. Like that was
Love
fun.
that.
Like
Great fight.
I also didn't know that.
Great
Pro tip for
fight.
the second one in the village. So you know in the first one you shoot the there's something that gives away, but you can also shoot the clones and make them vanish. But you can't do that in the second fight. Do you know how to make the clones vanish in the second fight?
flashbang.
Oh, does that work?
I don't know.
Oh, you can
Probably.
they just come up. They will only melee attack you if you parry them. They vanish.
God.
I didn't know that.
Sick.
And then like someone tried like, hey, next time you do it, try parrying them. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
They vanish, and it's just you and the dude. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I'm like shooting at them, and they're like just going through them. I'm like, okay. I guess I gotta go run around and stuff. But I like that. It, like makes you like guess. And I like how you can't just keep unloading. Like eventually they'll do like the scream and vanish. So it's like you gotta deal with that stuff.
Love that. That was a great fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's excellent DLC and absolutely worth the price of admission.
To me, it's
no
S tier
question.
DLC. Absolutely.
it's
really good.
$10, dude. Get out of
It's a good
town.
length. It was really fun. I had a really good time going through
Yeah,
it.
they still have like the treasures and stuff. Like, all that is still there.
Leveling up guns. all
Yeah,
that fun
like
stuff.
it's just as like robust as like the base game, but like it's I'm shocked that like they only charged $10 for this.
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
yeah.
They always have such good DLC, dude.
Yeah, it makes.
Wasn't Lost in Nightmares like $5 back then? That's crazy. I mean, that's a short one, but still.
This just made. I wanted to like go back and dive back into RE4, even though I've like 100%ed it. I was like, I
feel like you've beat it 20 times.
I'm like, I was like,
year.
not yet. It's too soon. It's too
Maniac.
soon. But it's like, man, like it just reminded me how much I love this remake. Like
Cody.
it is. I'm like having to now find
really-
answers for like. What do I like better than this? Because like this was like so my game this year
Dude.
of this
The
year.
fucking combat, man. Like, nothing
Yeah.
is more satisfying than using, like, all of your weapons in a one fight. Like,
Yeah.
like blasting someone with a shotgun, quick switching to the pistol, getting that. Someone comes in, parry, knife, kill, fucking, like, zip over here. Like, it is insane combat, dude. The best.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Just give a shout out to that El Gigante fight.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god! Like
Hell
the use,
yeah.
like that was like
Ground pound, dude. Hulk smash.
yeah. I mean, it's like wait, it was just cool. It was just a really cool fight, and like I liked how they use Ada's grappling hook and stuff. I'm like this
Great bosses.
this is really good. Lament maybe a little bit like that. Like maybe the other ones didn't get as much DLC now. Like this is basically like man. RE3 needed DLC.
I love 7 DLC, dude.
Yeah,
7 had some
pretty
good stuff.
DLC. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Joe
got 8.
Baker.
We got the Rose DLC for 8, right?
That was cool.
3 needed the most, but didn't get it.
Yeah, after seeing this, it's like I would still go back to it. Like if they go
Of
back to 3
course.
and add it, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, like Capcom, I'll pay up. I'll pay for
pay
going.
everything.
I'll go back for the clock tower.
I'll pay it all.
Do it.
dude. I'll
Do
pay
it.
all.
Joey Traverso wrote in, "Hey allies, I just wanted to write in to thank you all. I submitted a question to Frame Trap a few months ago when RE4 Remake was released. I asked whether I should play the original or remake first, and the group seemed to lean towards remake first. Huber was 52/48 split towards remake.
What?
I've since played both games, remake first, which I think was the right call. Adored both, and now they're two of my favorite games of all time. I also played through both versions of Separate Ways in one day this weekend.
Jeez.
Thank you for sparking my interest and turning me on to this incredible game. I have a quick question. What do you think of Ada's characterization in the remake overall? I know the new voice actor sparked controversy upon the game's release, but I personally love the reimagined Ada, and I find her characterization in the Separate Ways remake to be more nuanced and compelling than in the original. Love and respect. Keep up the great work.
I mostly like her. I'm a little biased here because Resident Evil 2 is my favorite game of all time, the original. And like I've heard that Ada for so long, and then even like original 4. So like I had the emotional attachment and investment. I think she's good. The character is good, but I do feel like some of the lines are a little awkward.
Yeah, I agree.
Just some of them. Once in a while, I'm like, that sounded weird, and it took me out of it because it sounded weird. But mostly it's good. And the character is great and how she's portrayed.
Yeah.
I think I may was like so used to it by now from like how much we played 2 that like playing through 4 like it wasn't really drawing any like negative attention to it.
Yeah.
And like to me it's like she's
G2.
like at the very least like she's keeping up like an act, like she has to be like very guard. She's a spy. This is what spies like do. They don't show a lot of like emotion, but there is nuanced emotion to like some of her like lines. It's like when she's conflicted about like
Leon and shit.
Yeah, that or like Luis, like he's like trying to like show her he's trying to like make amends for something, and she's like at first like, no, we just had this deal, what are you doing? And like, all right, I'll help you out to like, I actually care about you, like what's going on. I will say like maybe like that awkwardness stuff, I would probably say like a friend of mine put it the best. I think it's more the like voice director's problem that they like weren't like either being specific with how the take should have been done or like picking a better take. Like we always like, everyone goes infamously to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the part-time thing. It's like
Part-time.
every actor's not going to have like a great take, and it's like that's on the voice director and the voice production team to like for some of that.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Listen to Megan Fox from Mortal Kombat 1, dude.
I haven't heard that. Is it really bad?
Yeah, it's bad.
Razzie, dude. Razzie of the year for sure. It's the worst possible.
I mean,
I like Megan Fox.
we've had
a
like,
lot.
who was it? Was it
And it's
like
rough.
Peter Dinklage had to be replaced for
Yeah.
what game?
Destiny.
That Wizards from the moon.
Yeah, it's either a combination of like sometimes it could be
it
like
could
an
be
actor
both.
not being into it, but also I mean there's
But
other
it's crazy too because
circumstances.
she's Ada in the movie.
Yeah, so like
So it's like the actual actor.
it's
crazy.
So this is why I put it more on like the voice director for this one. It's like you just need to get out of the actor more of what you wanted, and like they're just doing what you tell them. Like they're going to do what you tell them to do. So like that's on you. And like also like maybe some of the writing. Like I maybe didn't have too much of an issue like with the writing. I thought it was like it's trying to like walk this fine line of still preserving some of the campiness of OG4 but presenting it in a more like a modern take which has a little bit more of a serious focus. And I think that's a little bit
why I
tricky.
love it.
Yeah, and like it mostly works well, but I think there are some times where it kind of like stumbles a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I think Leon is super good in the game. Like his voice acting.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
He's incredible, It's like, that's Leon, man.
Yeah.
Like, he nails Leon so
is
hard.
Wesker.
Even with the lines he's delivered, I just think.
Yeah.
Like, Damiani with her, I think there is a talent thing and also voice direction, I think. I think it's a combination of both kind of thing. Damiani, you're not done, though. You're talking F-Zero 99, baby.
Zero, blood
the
on the
monkey
sidewalk.
paw.
Blood.
The monkey
Summon
paw.
blood.
Where's blood?
Where's blood for this? I do feel bad. Blood has definitely put the most time into this. Blood, we played through it on Stream Team, and Blood was giving like the complete rundown. He's put so much time into it. He's actually won some of the F-Zero 99 like races, which I have not actually come in first yet in any of them. I've definitely played a lot less than him. This is a very interesting and I think a good way to revitalize the interest in F-Zero. It is essentially, on the surface, it is a battle royale. 99 F-Zero racers get into a match racing one of the up to 7 of the original courses from F-Zero on Super Nintendo. They have the Night League courses, the original 5, and then they have Portland 1 or 2 and Whiteland 1, I believe, which aren't part of that. You have just the default 99 racer mode, which is one simple race. It's 4 laps instead of 5 laps like the original. And obviously you're trying to win the race, but at each lap there is a cutoff. So if you're not above a certain place by the end of that lap, you will fail.
You just blow up?
You just fail out.
Okay.
You just fail out. But you can also blow up in this mode. You have energy, and they turned it into a risk-reward system. They basically took mechanics from newer F-Zeros that weren't in the original one. So in the original one, after you completed your first lap, you got a speed boost. It's like a little S symbol in the corner, and you got 1 per lap. And you just use it, and it's done. It doesn't cost you anything else other than how many you have in your reserve. In this one, your health meter is eaten up by your boost. So you can keep boosting as long as you have meter, but it takes off a finite chunk. So getting hit by other racers, there's a ton of them. It's chaos. We talked about Mario Kart being chaos. This is the new chaos. This is real chaos. You got the bumpers on the side that like will drain your energy. You have hazards that will drain your energy, like exploding cars. So you have land mines on some, like mines on like some stages. If you run over them, you're gonna like take a bunch of damage. They'll also like, send you flying, you often careening into those bumpers and taking energy. There's only a very short health regen pit at each lap, and everyone's vying for it. So and if you slow down for it to try and fill up enough, like you're gonna fall behind. So it's really about juggling when you boost. It's like a little bit of the Mario Kart thing. Like if you get stuck in the middle of the pack early, it's really hard. It's all about trying to get in like up front early, and they start the races by funneling you in this little like kind of precursor to the beginning of the track. In the start, you're all spread out like two rows of cars, and you slowly start narrowing down until you hit the starting line, and then the race really begins there. You can't use your boost until you cross the starting line, but there are like some boost arrows, and like there's like jumps, and there's like some things you can do to try and jockey for position, and that's part of the strategy. Like there's the opening part of the race, getting up front, maintaining that. And you also have, we talked about the boost mechanics, but you also have from the newer games, you have a spin attack. It's on like a 5-second cooldown, and it like will do more damage to enemies or opponents if you run into them. And then you have these glowy orbs, these like yellow gold orbs that appear. Seems like the further back you are, the more frequent they are. There's also like these gold F-Zero machines that if like you bump into them or follow them, they'll like dispense a lot of them. And if you fill up this gold meter, you can jump onto like the sky course and get above. You can't fall off of it. You don't take any damage from like the rails, and they have some like boost arrows, and you'll see the meter start draining, and you'll be up there as long as you have some meter, and then you'll drop back down. But you can exploit it if you're over like nothing. It'll keep you going on that track till it can safely put you down.
Other people can get on that too, right?
Oh yeah, anyone can get on it. So you'll see multiple people jumping on there. So it's all part of the strategy. Like you have the opening part, when do you boost in the race, and then like when do you use those sky things? Because when it's filled up, it's the boost meter that activates it, so you can't boost anymore till you use it. So Blood was holding on to it, but I'm like, he's also not boosting either. The other big mechanic that you have during this is that if you do KO a car, you get like your health meter, like, you get like it filled up, like it just tops off.
That's nice.
So like if you're like in the middle of the pack and you get like a good stretch going, and then you like crash a car and knock them out, and like you refill, like you can spam your boost like a lot and get like a really good comeback going.
That's sick.
But it's very challenging. They widened the tracks a little bit to accommodate 99 players.
Yeah, it's insane.
And so you have the single race. By winning that, you get experience. So you have like your account experience as you level up and achieve different things like ranking a certain amount, or there's like one for like finishing 10 consecutive races without blowing up. You unlock decals and new color schemes for your car.
That's fun.
And you can go in it's like the garage. You can go like mess around with that stuff. So there's a little bit of that going on. Then there's a practice mode. So as each course that you've actually played in the game will be unlocked in practice mode, it's just you versus the course. You can turn on like ghost trials, so you can like race against like a person's ghost, or your best time. But it's like Super Nintendo practice
Ghost
mode.
of Bloodworth.
I mean, yeah, he had a ghost on there with his thing. He was just like bzzz, goodbye. Like, all right, blood, showboating here, huh? Yeah, I see what you're doing. And then like there's challenges for like completing those in under a certain time as well. So they do have a little bit of like this. There is a little bit of a single player component. If you want to spend time practicing on those tracks, get used to it. Then they also have these special events. They're on, like, there's a timer in the top right that'll show you. Like, Blood was saying, like, it's like every 2 hours during the week is something called the Grand Prix, which is a set of, like, it's like actual, like, set of races. It's like the 5 races that you do. And as long as you advance in a race, like, it's like, Fall Guys style, where like you see people get knocked off, and then like the next round, it's like only that many people, and like it felt like that was better for me than just the single race, because as long as you survive like the first 2 races, which were like kind of like the really tough ones, the fewer people you have to deal with, I feel like for me it was more enjoyable.
Yeah, and you get points like Mario Kart.
Yeah,
so like, you don't have to get first necessarily every race to win.
Yeah, and also there's like a global leaderboard, so like every point you accrue and everything goes towards your total like global point ranking. So if you care about that, that's one way where you don't always have to get like first. And then there's also other timed events. There's like a team battle where you're divided into 2 teams. So like red and like blue, or red and green, I think, are the teams. And as long as your team has like more people in the top or whatever, I think is how it works, you win the overall race. So you don't even have to like finish first. You just like, you're trying to help out your team, like taking out opponents.
That's fun.
And Blood said he thought there was no friendly fire. So like you run into your teammate, you don't damage them, but like you couldn't maybe knock them into a bump.
I didn't know that was a mode, dude.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And then there's like a expert race thing, like a pro cup or whatever, where you do like one of the more difficult ones, which is like the Portland or Port Town or Whiteland course. Those are pretty challenging with like 99 people. Like it's pretty insane. It's fun. For like it's fun. It's easy to get into. It's fun. It's definitely definitely for people who are more into a multiplayer focused game. If that's my one criticism, is that I personally want single player F-Zero to come back, and this is nice, but I'm like honestly, until they add the new courses, I'm done with this. I don't feel a need to like keep
out.
I don't want to compete against other people like this. It's like I just want to play by myself and like go through the courses and like try and get better times by myself and see like cool character endings, like the later F-Zero games. And when you like won a cup with a racer, you got like a nice little like ending thing.
Yeah. I think when I got really into F-Zero is when it went 3D.
Yeah.
Like I like the 2D ones. I think they're fun, but 3D is when it like really piqued my interest way more.
Yeah.
I was surprised how robust this game was actually.
Yeah, it
was way more than I thought it was going to be. I think that's really cool. It's free if you have online.
It's included in the base Nintendo Switch Online.
I mean, you have to pay for it, but yeah.
So if you have a subscription, you get it. Either the
I think it's a cool little thing. It's not how I want F-Zero to come back necessarily, but I think it's a step in the right direction. And
it's got a pulse.
It's got a pulse more than ever, so that's saying something.
I did forget that you earn gold tickets as well, and you need to spend those to
enter the Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix.
Yeah, you need tickets.
That's like that. That's the dangling carrot to keep participating in base F-Zero 99, because as you level up and get you get more gold tickets, you can keep participating in that.
Hopefully they'll do something more with F-Zero now. with this.
Well, yeah.
'Cause it seems like people were enjoying this, so hopefully it's
really
getting in new fans.
I think they just have to be a little bit faster with the updates. But this Nintendo,
yes.
they're very slow. Blood was even saying like he saw something about maybe data miners found that they're going to add like the Satellaview courses, the Japan only service.
That's cool.
That they had for
That's
a lot
really
of their
cool.
Nintendo games. That would be really nice to bring them in. There are definitely some courses I can't wait to see people have to do with 99. There's a course called Deathwind 2. That is a nightmare of a course. Just doing it like against AI. And I cannot wait to see 99 people try and go through that course. I mean, it's going to be a little bit widened, but it's still like one of the roughest courses to make it to the end alive. That said, visuals, they did a nice job of like preserving the base
Yeah,
look.
I think so.
But it's not as like pixel
It's not.
art-esque. It's like a little smooth type effect. Because going back, if you switch back to if you're paying the subscription, you can jump right into F-Zero for Super Nintendo on your Super Nintendo thing. I do prefer the older look a little bit more than this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some of the detail that's that's lost in this, but I get that this might had to have been a thing they had to do to make it so 99 people could race. Also, they need to add more machines at some point. It's just the base 4 from the original.
Oh
game.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, they need more.
They
definitely need more.
They definitely need to add more.
We need
at some
like
point.
4 more.
Yeah, we
at
need
least.
more. We need more. We need more variety.
But
yeah.
Good start.
Yeah.
Cool game.
Sick.
Well done, Nintendo. Alrighty, it's time for some emails. How we end every show. We got multiple emails today. If you would like to send in a message or comment to us that we can read on the show, head over to patreon.com/easyallies. $5 and up, you can send in questions and comments to this show, the Easy Allies podcast, reaction shots. We'll leave a bunch of stuff. We always got stuff up on there. And you get in our Discord for $5, dude. Always good stuff over there. All right, here we go. This is from Jiggy Diggs. Greetings, allies. Are developers underestimating the value of couch co-op? When I was younger, my brothers and I would get every couch co-op game we can get our hands on because it meant countless hours of fun with my brothers playing games like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Phantasy Star. Currently, if a game has couch co-op, my interest is immediately piqued. I am always looking for games to play with my wife, friends, and family, as well as games to recommend to others looking to play with their significant others. Games like Luigi's Mansion 3, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and It Takes Two were all great games, but were popular in my friend group due to couch co-op. I bring this up because recently Pikmin 4 did not feature a split-screen campaign, and though I enjoyed it, my wife and a few friends didn't play it because the couch co-op aspect is where a lot of the joy was derived from. Am I overvaluing couch co-op, or would the allies like to see a couch co-op renaissance? Love and respect.
Always down.
Yeah, we always like couch
Love
co-op.
couch co-op.
We always do.
Yeah.
I understand why some games don't have it, but I think with some games it lends itself way more.
Yeah.
Like if you have a beat 'em up, dude,
Turtles.
Oh yeah.
you gotta have couch co-op. Mm-hmm. Gotta have a fighting game, you gotta have couch co-op, kind of thing like that. Like even Halo Infinite didn't have couch co-op.
Yeah.
They said they were gonna do it, they just couldn't get it
Feels
going.
like the tech side is like holding it back these
Something.
days somehow.
Something's going on.
It's like,
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate and
Yeah.
Halo and
But yeah,
interesting.
there's something very friendly about couch co-op,
I agree.
especially if you're saying with people who were like only interested in it because it was couch co-op and them playing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched this week the GoldenEye documentary. They're talking about like the 4-player split screen multiplayer. Too Long didn't
Where
read.
is that on YouTube?
It's like on Amazon. You got to buy it like on Amazon.
Got it.
They were talking about how far behind they were at developing a game and missed the movie's release, and like they were getting a lot of pressure to finish the single player campaign. And they were like up to like the 13th hour or like 11th hour, whatever the saying is. They were like kind of crunching. They even said like, we know crunch is bad, but like everyone was willingly doing it because we were a small team and we love this project, blah blah blah. But like obviously like this isn't the norm, but they had some of their team members working on top of this, not ordered by anyone, making 4-player multiplayer. That wasn't an intentional request. That wasn't an original request by Nintendo. It wasn't required. They were just adding it in because they thought the game needed it. And Ken Lobb, they showed it to Ken Lobb, and he was like blown away because Nintendo was like showpieced it with Mario Kart 64, and there was like kind of initially like a lack of games that were really utilizing it outside of like Nintendo. Like Star Fox 64 used it as well, but people were like, man, where's like more of these like split screen multiplayer games? And they did it, and Ken Lobb championed it, and like he went to Nintendo and was like, they had like, this is amazing, like this is like what you want, you like let them do this and stuff, because like they were freaked out when their bosses found out. They'd be like, you haven't even finished the main game, that's what we're paid to do, and you're working on something else, what are you guys doing, like we're gonna fire you or something. They were like so freaked out, like, but then like, oh no, Ken Lobb's this big dude in Nintendo, he loves it, he's gonna go talk to them and be like, no, you gotta have this is like so important. And like, yeah, the effect, they said like this GoldenEye wasn't a mega like a blockbuster seller out of the gate. It was that word of mouth. Yeah, it was all the innovations of the single player, but like they were like the multiplayer as well, like how many hours. And they talked about like, yeah, if you use like Odd Job and like you were like always like singled out and stuff. So like, yeah, like those experiences, like you don't get those from like online games either. Like that's like, I know that's like something people like having, and like technology has allowed that, but there is definitely something missed from that couch co-op. And also like as we lost like arcade games, like we've talked about that a bit in the past, like just being in an arcade with everyone too. Yeah,
communal vibes, dude. Share the passion.
Definitely more co-op, please, when possible. This next one is from Sekiro 505. Hello, allies.
10 million copies.
10 million copies, that's right. What extra modes or content do you guys prefer in games to unlock or have post-story? Or do you prefer games to have unlocks or post-story? For example, like Resident Evil, I love the Mercenaries mode or the concept art. To have unlock or have post-story? Like content.
I like story DLC, but like other post content.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Stuff maybe unlock in the base game is not paid DLC.
Yeah,
like
thinking of Bloody Palace and shit. That's cool.
like a new mode, I guess. Or
that's always good.
Costumes are always fun.
That's what I was gonna say. Like RE4, like all the bonus like accessories and stuff that like change how you play the game. Bonus weapons.
Bonus weapons are so fun.
Weapons.
Hey, if there's one thing I'll point to the OG version over a remake is that we never got like some like that zany lazy
Piano 3 gun.
Yeah, dude. Why did we get that?
Piano 3 hype.
They could even redone it as like a Mega Man gun or something. Man.
Oh my god, I wish
they never did. Like none of them, especially RE2. They never gave us like Akuma. Like they never gave us like the fireball. Like come on,
biggest rumor.
Wait, did they? And I forgot.
No.
For a remake too.
No,
am I dreaming this?
That could have been a PC mod.
Okay,
probably a PC mod. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like post story, I don't know. As an unlockable, that could be okay if it's like short, I guess, or shorter, I think. I'm trying to think of a game that like does that off the top of my head though.
Yeah. Nintendo also does it sometimes with like their 2D Mario games, like beating the game's only half the game.
Oh,
like,
right.
Was it like not like Super Mario 3D World? All those like extra worlds he did.
Yeah.
New Super Mario Brothers, like they had one of them. I think they had like a whole like other half of the game, or like Luigi and bonus stages. Like they always put like some of the more challenging content levels behind after you beat the main game, which is kind of cool. Yeah,
that is cool. All right, it's from Robert Lee. Hello, allies. I have a deep appreciation for leveling up in games. This is for you, Hubert. The thrill of acquiring new skills and enhancing abilities to gain that extra edge is truly satisfying. However, there are also games where leveling up seems inconsequential due to level scaling or the presence of redundant skills. Currently, I'm thoroughly enjoying leveling up in Baldur's Gate 3, since I'm not well versed in D&D, and each time I acquire new skills or abilities, it feels like a delightful surprise, knowing they'll always have a game-changing impact. As much as I adore Marvel's Midnight Suns, the enemies scale in accordance with the level of your highest character, which can make the game progressively more challenging. I must admit, I'm not a big fan of level scaling.
Same.
What sort of examples of good and bad leveling up systems, and what are some good examples of good and bad leveling up systems, and what would you like to see? Love, respect, Robert Lee. So examples of good and bad leveling up systems.
My favorite.
Why is it your favorite?
Because it matters every time.
Why does it matter?
Because the game is so difficult. So anytime you get a level up, you really feel it. You feel the hits, you feel the damage, you feel the HP.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, just like getting more HP. It's like, all right, I can take more hits now. Like, this shit matters every time. And then you have the really cool, like,
You get a skill every so often.
You put the skill points in like which category you want. I love that. And it like never, like, you can go to the church and it tells you like, oh, you have another ability coming up or whatever. But it's a lot of the times it's like, all right, I hope I'm going to get a skill here. And like, you don't even know what you're going to get sometimes. I love that.
Yeah. The old RPGs, that was the thing. Like, a level made such a big difference for that. Like,
Feeling that in Final Fantasy 1, actually.
They did it.
Like,
Yeah.
The HP, dude, getting like 30 HP. It was like, whoa!
Yeah, it's all your stats. So it's going up like 1 point is such a big deal. Like, we're so used to like big numbers now that like it's hard to recontextualize like the older games. Like, it's like a single point is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's not like, no, where's my 100?
I always just look at the percentage. It's like, all right, if I have 20 strength and I got 2, it's like, all right, that's 10% strength right there. Shit.
Sea of Stars just did this, and it was borrowing a thing that like Super Mario RPG did. But like after you level, picking like which thing you want to
it
bonus
does that?
in, like
That's cool.
Yeah, believe it does. We're like I haven't
played it yet. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Blood was talking about it, I'm pretty sure, and I think my roommate was talking about it too. But like I think you choose like which like I don't know what it is in Sea of Stars.
What stat?
But like yeah, like Super Mario RPG, it's like, do you want more health? Do you want more attack? Do you want more defense? And it's like it's a choice. You can't undo it. And it's like, like you can like kind of like spec like that. So adding like an additional, obviously you have skills in RPGs you can lock, but like picking a bonus attribute and it's like you're locked into that, and like because they know that like the leveling you're doing already is sufficient, but it's like, where do you want to put your bonus points into? Yeah, I kind of like that.
This is like a top 3 game of 2023, but I did not like the leveling in Final Fantasy 16. Thought it was fine. Level up, get some stat points, whatever, move on.
Yeah, you put them in I
guess you have like this
icons, right?
the icon grid as well with the AP points or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely
but
more
like just like your basic leveling up. I was never like hyped.
Yeah, it feels like it's definitely structured after like Devil May Cry, where you are earning the orbs to trade them in.
Yeah, it much more is.
Rather than it being like
totally.
Yeah, that being.
But even that, dude, it's my only criticism really about that game is like how easy it is and just the leveling up. I didn't like. I thought it was.
Trying to remember,
the dopamine was not hitting on the level ups.
Stranger of Paradise, like the gearing and stuff. But like, I'm trying to remember how important like leveling was.
I mean,
I forget.
It's like a Souls-like.
But like the gears was so like the most important thing.
Yeah.
I felt like constantly like doing that. Oh yeah, you got the skills. Yeah, like you were equipping different skills
the jobs were
and
leveling
stuff.
up.
Yeah, and the
or
jobs. Yeah. There was a lot going on in that game.
Yeah. Reptile Scorpio wrote in, "Howdy, allies. With Xbox going digital only next year, I got to thinking about the great times I had at retail video game stores, especially midnight launches. The Halo 3 launch back in 2007 was on the same night as a big sporting event, so it was a ton of fun from early in the afternoon to following up with some multiplayer through the early hours of the morning. Sick. What are some of the allies' favorite midnight launch memories?" It's the Wii release for me. Because I got Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because we went to Pink's, I remember, Mike. Then we went to that after.
Sick.
So it was a sick-ass night, dude.
That is good.
3DS was one. It was probably one of the last ones, I feel like, that even did one, I think. They did at a GameStop by where I lived at the time.
GTA?
And GTA was one?
4?
Oh.
For him?
Yeah.
Probably 4, yeah.
Yeah. They went with my friend, and then there was a bunch of people in line, and we just were like talking about stuff. And then after we got our 3DSs, we all like took them out and turned them on and like did like Street Pass for everyone. Nice. Like we're all there already, so it's like, yeah, let's like do this.
That's sick, dude.
That's very fun.
And then brought it into the office the next day at GT and was like, yo, all right, where's the Street? Hey, dude, man, I missed that. Please switch Nintendo. Please put like Street Pass on Switch too, man. Please. I would love that back.
Please.
I miss it.
I did Burning Crusade midnight launch. That was fucking awesome,
yeah.
dude.
Ooh,
that was sick, dude. I did Dark Souls also, which was really cool.
That's a good one.
Dark Souls was fun.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've done too many. Like honestly, like The only other one I ever like waited in line I can remember is waiting in line. I've told the story before. Metal Gear Solid 2, because it was also the same day as Xbox launch, and me and my we were in like college, 2000, it was high school, college, whatever we were in. We were at a Best Buy where I lived, and we were like all excited because there's a giant line. We thought they were all Metal Gear fans, and then we started talking. They're all like, "Oh, we're here for Xbox," and I'm like, "Oh, but Metal Gear Solid 2, like, it's not on Xbox." I was like, what? Because dude, Metal Gear Solid 2 is huge, man. Where are all the Metal Gear fans? And like, there are a few people like, I'm here for both and stuff. And then like I said, like there are people like, hey, if you're not here for Xbox, can we take we ask for a ticket since you're in line, and we're gonna buy an extra one. I'm like, yeah, sure, here you go. But it was so nice when they let everyone in, and I all ran to the back to the Xbox section. We just walked up and like, here's your Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
That'd be a good list of like all the midnight launches that GameStop ever did.
Yeah.
Some comprehensive list. I wonder if that's out there.
Well, yeah, you were at the Wii one.
That's not a lot.
We were at that one.
I used to do them all the time.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble thinking. I like Call of Duty, obviously.
Yeah, you
A
played
lot of
Call
Call
of
of
Duty.
Duties. But yeah, I don't really remember. It was that was definitely the last one I did. One of the Call of
There
Duties.
was one at GameStop at Universal City Walk I went to for something, and I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, I can't remember. It was a big one. But I can't remember the game.
Was it Metal Gear Solid 4?
Oh, it was not. It was...
Tales? Final Fantasy 13?
no, it wasn't a Final Fantasy. I don't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember. I just remember going with my friend, and we're like... There's a huge group of people, and they did, like, some performer was there. They were doing some song from the game or something. I can't remember now. Yeah.
Okay.
Something just feels right about Call of Duty and Doritos and Dew on opening night.
Sure.
There's just something in the air, dude. There's just something about it.
You can thank Keeley for that.
Yep.
The final question is from Garrett Hulfish. Capcom has had an incredible streak of Resident Evil games lately, both new and with remakes. What other entries would you like to see remade? And what new stuff do you hope for?
Code Veronica.
Yeah, we've said it. We know
Code Veronica.
we know the reveal.
Come on.
We're gonna see another weird trailer with a bunch of like fast cut shots, and then we're gonna see a V appear, and then Resident Evil like above it. And we're like, wait, what? 5? That didn't look 5. And then it's gonna say code's gonna fade in
sick.
right next to
So
it. Resident Evil
sick.
Code V. That's
Everyone
next.
thinks it's Resident Evil 5, but it's
Yeah,
Code
it's not.
Veronica.
It's Code V.
So good.
Code V.
Yeah.
And they'll be like in the press release, Resident Evil Code V, the next reimagining of the Resident Evil classic Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Hell yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, we need it for so many reasons. So many people have missed this game, and it is integral to the story. This is Chris,
Yeah.
Claire, and Wesker. Like, this is an essential chapter in this ongoing storyline. And like, you know, I haven't even talked to people. I didn't even finish Separate Ways, obviously. But even after Remake 4, just talking to people who had never really seen Wesker, and they're just like, yeah, I don't really know who this is. I don't really know what's going on. Like, this shit's after Code Veronica. Like, so much shit has gone down. So
Will you
it's important.
Will you
It's
come back
essential.
and talk to me after you finish
I'll-
Brad and I after you finish Separate Ways?
I'll call you guys tonight.
I want to see your reaction.
Yeah, for
I want to see
sure.
your reaction.
Hell yeah.
I think you're right. Like I don't know if these remakes are supposed to lead into like 7 and 8 and eventually 9. Is it part of
Yeah.
this continuity, or are they acknowledging only the older versions of the games? And if so, you know, like you said, like I think this is a chance to give the story that was trying to be told in Code Veronica like another chance, and how integral it is into leading into the future. And honestly, like, yeah, I think where they go from there, honestly, I feel like RE5 just needs like an enhanced like remastering. They like, it just needs a nice big like visual update in the RE engine, and take some of that AI partner tech they're using currently and apply it to like Sheva, and you know, give us, you know, both the way to play co-op and that. So I think that needs just like, you know, a facelift basically.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, can we just like ignore 6
Yeah.
And if we're doing a remake
I
timeline,
agree. Yeah.
do Code Veronica, give an enhanced remake of 5 or remaster 5. Doesn't need a full reimagining. Just address some things in there
Yeah.
and tweak it up. And then let's just go right into 7 somehow. Like you just be like, oh, Code V is technically like 6, but like
That'd be funny if they did that. I wouldn't be against
they
it.
say it takes place after Resident Evil. No, that wouldn't work. I don't know. It's for them to figure out. But like, I don't even want them to ever try and remake 6. I just like
What
just
about 1?
forget about it. That's the big question, man. That's if they're ever gonna touch that again. And because what we haven't seen, you said it, we haven't seen like young Chris's model in the remake engine. It's like the last one we haven't seen yet. Now that we've seen Wesker,
Yeah.
So that's like it, right?
I've seen Spencer Mansion and
Oh,
RE
have we
engine,
seen-
dude.
Wait, have you seen Rebecca in the new engine?
No.
No.
Oh,
With Rebecca Chambers.
yeah.
In terms of remakes that I would want from Capcom is one is Onimusha. I would love to see Onimusha come back in some way.
Dino Crisis.
I wasn't even gonna say Dino Crisis, but that's a good one. I want Mega Man Legends remade.
Yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
I really like that game, and
It's
Mega Man's
happening.
been fucking underground.
That's a
pretty
For the
much.
People remake.
That's
right there.
for the
is,
people
yeah.
remake. That game is sweet, dude.
That is like tears will be shed if that
yeah,
happens.
absolutely. That'd be a
100%.
good day.
Shenmue vibe moment.
Yeah. In terms of new stuff from Capcom, I definitely want a Monster Hunter World successor kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Where is
Oh,
that?
yeah. It's probably cooking.
Yeah, it's probably
so.
cooking. And I'm curious about that new IP they have coming out that we thought was Onimusha for a minute.
yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys saw the Onimusha anime coming out, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Fuck
I like
yeah.
that trailer. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, Huber." For some reason, I thought we all knew about it, so I'm like, "This is probably not gonna be a big deal." But then, like,
Dude, hype.
you got pretty excited. So I'm like,
And
"All right,
also,
It's got a pulse.
I don't know what it'd be like coming back from Capcom's current day, with like fighting games and stuff, especially because they only have
Dude.
Street Fighter. But Power Stone, I would like to see come
Oh, you
back.
want Power Stone?
dude.
Well, I mean, obviously stuff
a
like
good- that's a good one.
Darkstalkers would be cool, and like Rival Schools would be cool.
well, I think Power Stone's a good one.
Yeah.
like because we don't have like a good like 3D arena.
yeah, I don't have like
fighter
a
from
party
them.
fighting game
Yeah.
from them.
For classic things, like I know there are the Rival Schools and Darkstalkers. There's people clamoring for that.
Yeah.
But I think bringing back like maybe something like CVS,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
The pharmacy?
Capcom versus-
SNK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can do Capcom versus Street Fighter. They've done X-Men versus Street Fighter.
I mean,
actually.
X-Men versus Street Fighter,
But like
yeah.
any versus game, yeah, I'd obviously want to see. I'm so much more into the art style of the older games though. I don't really like the newer look that much. For like 3 and Infinite, I did not like as much. I really liked
Oh, for
it.
Marvel.
For
sorry,
Marvel
yeah.
games, I like
Yeah.
really like
Dude.
those games way more looking like they did before. That probably won't ever
Same.
happen again, sadly. But I would be happy to see anything versus series come back from Capcom.
2 is timeless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
absolutely.
think. Well, with Marvel proper, I think they're kind of like limited. Like
Yeah,
they have
absolutely.
like more.
I'm not
But I
saying they
think-
have to
but
do-
like maybe SNK would be more receptive to.
Yeah.
Hey, we can come up with like a unique looking art style because I think Arc System
Yeah.
Works is doing like
Their system looks great.
their
Yeah, they
games
look great.
visuals are freaking fantastic. Like even the new, what is it? Is it Grand Blue Fantasy Rising?
Yeah.
the sequel coming out.
Yeah.
like that. Like this looks
Looks
amazing.
crazy, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I
Guilty
would be
Gear
happy
looks
with
amazing.
I would be happy, Dominic, if they just did a Capcom fighting game that was just like versus,
Yeah.
but just Capcom
They
characters.
could
That
just,
was it.
yeah, they can totally just do their own
They have
fighting
enough
game.
people to do that.
They do.
Absolutely. I think that'd be awesome still.
Oh, they can change it, dude. They can make CVS Capcom versus Sega.
Yeah, you could do that.
Blondie.
That'd be something.
Oh man.
All right, that is going to do it for this episode of Frame Trap. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. We greatly appreciate it. Once again, please check us out on patreon.com/easyallies. If you'd like to support us, we would greatly appreciate it. Do you dudes have any final thoughts before we go? Anything?
A lot of good games.
A lot
Keep
of
it
good
up.
games.
Yeah.
Keep it up out there. Keep that backlog churning.
Churning?
Keep it churning.
Keep it churning, dude.
Yeah, just one at a time, dude. Cross them off.
That's right.
Yeah. I know it's crowded. Don't sleep on separate ways, please.
Yeah, it's
so
quick.
good. It's such
It's
a great,
really quick,
such a
dude.
good,
Two
such a
sittings.
good compliment to the main
really,
game.
It's really quick. Yeah, if you played 4, you're like obligated to play
This
that.
like
video.
makes it a more like.
If you're watching this video,
You've
you're
probably
obligated.
played it.
Yeah.
You probably have played it already
Yeah.
watching us. thankfully.
Yeah.
Play it again.
We did our part. All right, we will see y'all next time. Take care. Goodbye.